What's cracking?
What's up, people?
What's cracking? What's snapping? And what's sticking all your bricks together?
Craggle, man,
Rich
craggle.
is muted and lagged. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he's slow. He is slow. Hello?
Hold on real quick.
Man, he can't even
And he's
host his
gone.
own show. Can't even host his own show.
That didn't
Well,
last long.
Either way, welcome to Brickin with the Beard.
All right, is it good now?
There he is.
There we go.
So I had to.
Excellent.
I was trying to export that video, and like
What
it
video?
finished, popped up that it was finished, and Babanoosh.
Vadodusha.
Babanoosh.
I forgot. I got to submit my mocks now. Oops.
Let me see if I can do something.
Okay. Well, either way. Well, let's start off with Gene. How was your week, Gene? You have a good week?
It was an interesting week.
How so?
All right.
We got some family health stuff going on with my parents, and
Yeah.
just a little bit of stress. But
For sure.
we had a great week in the store. Bunch of sales,
That's good.
and we upped our inventory count by about 50,000 pieces.
Ooh, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
it?
talked about is there such too much Lego? No, keep it
No,
coming.
I don't
keep
think
it coming.
there's not. There's definitely not.
There could be.
Well, could be too many pounds, but
It's true.
Well, I have stated that I think that is overkill.
did you see what he recently just texted us?
Are you talking about where he's getting the shoulder pieces?
No. He just said, "I think I'm going to stop the pounds and save $10,000."
I told him, and look, it would be perfect for him to hear this, and we need to bring this up. But Caden is here, and Caden will tell you. All right, Caden, you have an amazing mock that has been together for quite some time. When people come up to you, are they like, man, all of your minifigs have different heads? Man, they all have different weapons.
Man, they all have different pauldrons and capes.
I mean,
Good.
no, they don't.
Put it this way.
Usually the big question is, where did you get the minifigures? Which I feel like if you ask Noah that question, he'll talk for like 2 hours about how long he's spent building out the balance.
It's because he can't tell you where he got the minifigures from because they came from 54 different places.
There's
You'll
like
have a whole
9
slideshow.
CMFs,
You'll
some
go through
random
all
torso.
9,000 variants.
He
Yeah.
has went so far into like the
Dead?
people that I know that like even Lando comes on the show one time and then he messages me. He's like, "Do you think Lando will print some Palins for me?"
Oh my gosh.
So he messages Lando and Lando's like, "Yeah, of course. I just everything has to start with like in the quantities of 100." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, now." Then he immediately messaged me and Drew and he's like, "I think I got 100 more variants." Like, just stop.
Yeah, he posted. I guess it was either today or yesterday
Oh, he froze.
that he had gone out and found the new D&D CMFs, and he got the 2 or 3 that were like, oh boy, he's got red and orange capes. He's like, here's a couple hundred more pounds. We're like, oh my god, no, you need to chill.
Right.
A couple, 2 or 3 is not the pictures that he is sending in our group chat.
It's,
He found
I saw the one where he like screen recorded him scrolling
oh yeah.
through them all, and I was like, all right, okay, yeah,
Hayden,
this is what's
it's
happening.
gotten so bad that he has a Discord for these guys where they vote on which design wins.
Which variants? That's
Oh,
fantastic.
no.
I mean, hey, if that's how he's getting his community involved, I'm all for it. But that's fantastic.
He's got a community.
I asked him yesterday because, like, I guess that he couldn't tell I was joking back, or I really like haven't like fired shots at him like I do. Like me and Drew fire shots at each other all the time. Me and Gene especially do. And he was sitting there talking about how I forgot what was said, but I was like, dude, I'll put my clone army against your Palins any day. We were talking about views, and I was like, I'll put a clone army against your Palins any day. And he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I was just kidding.
Like, I want to play this game.
I don't want to play anymore.
Rage quit.
Game over.
Game over. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he needs to hear it, but like, so I was joking the other day, and Caden, you kind of know if you're building a city, if you're building Star Wars, if you're building anything like that, any heads can kind of work. But when you're doing anything military, like chin straps is a big thing. Do you want minifigure heads with chin straps printed, stuff like that? So
Yeah,
I'm looking, and this isn't. Don't get me wrong, this is a lot of money, but this isn't a lot of money compared to people quite like him. With what I have already, if I buy a different head for every minifigure that I'm using, it's going to cost me another $400.
Lightweight, easy.
yeah, yeah.
Which
I mean,
isn't
I
bad
will
at all.
say the figure. So I'm up to 268 Marines as of right now, and with this mock especially, so this is the first year I'm using all flesh. Up until this point, all of my figures have been yellow, which like yellow ambiguously is a lot easier to find single-sided heads for, which is a big issue for military stuff because all of our helmets only come down far enough that you can see both sides. So on Mount Yay, all of the figures that are facing the mountain from where you're gonna look at it from the front, all are single-sided faces, and all the guys running up the other side towards you have the double-sided faces, since only I can see those from behind. Or the bodies and stuff on the ground have double-sided faces because they're hidden in some capacity. But there's not a long list of flesh heads that work for like military-esque kind of facial expressions that only have one side.
They're all
With
custom.
one, like, third party. Yeah.
And see, this is the thing that we were talking about that's actually like I guess really good that many people may not realize. I understand that it is a $2 difference, but most flesh tone heads not only represent somebody, like you could obviously tell Harry Potter is Harry Potter,
Sure.
but they're like $1.50 a piece.
Yeah. I will
And
say I
an
do use
extra-
the Harry Potter heads for Japanese officers.
Well, I mean,
It works.
what works is what works, man.
Yeah. The
But,
T90 covers the scar perfectly. I'm like, nice.
My biggest thing is I'm still fighting the minifig battle. I don't have anywhere near the quantity I need. The weapons are done. I wanted 100 on each side, and I think I'm at like 20.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean,
not-
the downside, I guess,
Drew.
too, is you're doing 101st because you have to deal with like.
Drew, timestamp the video. He just said he doesn't need any more minifigs.
No, I said I don't need any more weapons. I need tons of minifigs.
Oh.
What do you know?
What?
Gene wasn't listening.
Surprise, surprise.
What?
What company's airborne are you using?
Well, right now, I've gotten 4 of each of the ones that Brickmania just released,
Okay.
like not too long ago, but they don't
Yeah.
make any sense in the mock because one of them are the ones that have the life preservers.
Yep.
And
The
out of
Normandy
the other one are the ones out of the glider.
Oh, okay. So yeah, neither of those make any sense.
So technically they're 101st though.
Yeah, but they have life preservers on 8 months after landing in Normandy. Yeah, I mean, so I don't even know. I think 6 of the old CB ones. I've been trying to find more because I want to do like a small. Granted, I don't build anything small, but the small like Normandy staging ground vignette, but you can't find them anymore. But I would be happy to lend those to you for a brick fair for sure. I mean, you'll be in my area next year, so.
Well, the thing with the 101st that I have the most of right now, not too long ago, United Bricks had like a re-up.
Okay.
And I put 10 in the cart, and they were like, "We only have 8," so I think I have like 8 of theirs.
Okay.
But I don't think the 101st is gonna matter that much outside of Bastogne. I mean,
Baston.
Yeah.
like, I don't think me putting. I know this is gonna sound really bad because it's gonna be the exact opposite, but I don't think people are gonna really be paying attention to how many 101st bands are on the arm or patches.
Sure. And I mean, I guess ultimately too, like any of the figures, if you're thinking about display, like if you're only looking at it from one side or two sides, any of the figures that are facing away from you where their left arm can't be seen anyway is irrelevant. You really, the only ones that matter are the ones that you're going to be able to see where the bands would be. It was the same thing we were talking about the last time I was on, when you had the figures with what was it, like the red bands or something? Was it
Yeah.
the Germans or something like that? But like that band
Well,
is,
so I did some research about that. That's like true. That existed. It's not the swastika patch. I don't know what it is, but
yeah,
the
it's just
German
like a red
soldiers,
hairline strap.
yeah,
Yeah.
it had to do something with the hierarchy of what they were.
Okay.
And it literally, if you find a picture of the uniform, it
Yeah.
looks like they have like a headband around their like bicep.
It's like battlefield identification, I guess, or in some sense.
My only other thought was, and I don't know, it could be like, because back then you just did whatever.
Sure.
But I looked at some things also, and it doesn't make sense to be at the bicep because it was some type of basically, it's not a general, but it was like a hierarchy. But I was wondering if they did it to keep the cold off. Like, if you tie a band here, the coldness ain't going to come up as much as it is down here. But what doesn't make any sense is
to like kind of pseudo like cut off circulation.
Yeah, but if you were smart enough, you would do it at the wrist.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting though.
Crimson says, if you think about it, it does not matter what the figs are as long as the person viewing the mock doesn't know enough to be able to tell the difference.
I mean,
the problem in doing anything war related, especially
I was gonna say, good luck with that.
I mean, the audience may not know, but we know, and that's the worst part. Because you'll be sitting there all weekend, you're like, damn, I should have gotten, whatever.
So I don't know. Like right now, I've the main minifigs I have came from United Brick. I have a bunch of it's really hard to kind of find true what was at Battle of the Bulge. Like me and Battlefield talk about this quite often, and I know I annoy him with it, but I'm like, man, what camo should this be, or what color should this be? And I have
for what? Like, give me an example.
Well, like here's the example I'm talking about now. Is I have, I think 16 bodies that are .44 camo.
Okay, so we're talking about
in autumn colors, and technically that would have been worn then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, plus two, like, if you want to get real technical, by that point, like late 44, early 45,
it was anything.
Germans were using literally anything. So, like, you could make the argument and use what you have and be perfectly content with just about anything you had.
My thought, German, which is going to be my broadest horizon, is do .44, do oak camo, because oak camo was definitely there.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle in as much white as possible.
Yep. Yeah. No, I mean, that sounds good. I mean, I don't even know where I got them. I have 2 old M1 pots that somebody painted white that I got a couple years ago that I use as, like, when I do like little pictures and stuff, I'll use as like snow covers for like Foy or Bestone-esque Battle Bulge stuff.
I have I actually have quite the bit of, I'm going to say, I counted them yesterday because I did a video. So I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to send you this list. And Noah's in the comments asking for a link, but he doesn't need he does need doesn't need a link.
Yeah,
to join.
He does.
I thought we put him in as a administrator.
Yeah, but doesn't that take time sometimes? Or did he?
Send him a link real quick while I send Caden this.
Okay.
But what I was about to say is I have a crap ton of white M1 steel pots.
Yeah, I have a few that I got from something. It might have been like a mystery pack or something, but I think I ever bought them in white. And it was the first batch of, I guess, 100 that I have on the figure. I mean, they're all painted now, but when I first was buying like Brick Arm stuff in bulk from Mox, I was buying them in black. And I couldn't tell you why. And then I like realized that olive green is the way to go. So all of the black ones and all the ones I had ordered have been painted, and then I have a bag of 200 and however many more, so that when, like, for next year, for instance, the mock that I'm doing is Army infantry and not Marine, so I just switch off all the helmets for painted to green, and then I've got Army infantry.
When Victor messaged me, Victor was getting out of selling brick arms.
Yeah.
And he asked me if there was anything I specifically wanted, and I bought every M1 and every stall helm he had. I have a pretty large collection of tan, so I've often thought of doing like AfriCorps maybe down the line.
Tan stall helms?
And M1s.
Okay. I mean, the M1s, though, you wouldn't almost even need for like bright tan or like dark tan, because dark tan you could use for like...
They're dark tan.
Okay, because you could use that for like American infantry for like Sicily, but that would also then go back to like gunmetal and gray for German forces. Whereas like Africa Corps, you'd almost have tan stall helms and Brody helmets.
Well, there's enough people in the chat that know, and of course with Drew also. So I have the Battle of the Bulge going on now. After that is Star Wars. After that is something that me and Drew have been talking about for a little bit. And after, I mean, that's like 3 years out. So I don't know if I will really need to be buying this stuff at all. The plan is to start doing smaller mocks. I have started a live stream that I do now on Thursdays where I show pretty much I digitally build something. And as I'm digitally building it, if it gets voted enough likes or whatever, I'll eventually make it real, because it won't be that much. You already have a piece count. You already have a construction type style. And right now I'm doing you ever played Fallout?
No.
I'm doing the gas station from Fallout, all because of the simple idea that Victor did all this stuff for Fallout.
Yeah, I mean, I know what the gas station from Fallout is. Yeah, but I mean, that'll be cool. Yeah, I've got I guess 3 more. So the next 3 years are the last 3 ones for Okinawa. And then I have a list of like 5 or 6 builds that I've wanted to do for a long time, that when I finally finish the thing, I'll be good to go.
Well, after Drew, do you want to tell everybody?
Tell them
about after Star Wars. I don't know how committed you are. I've already committed. Like, I've got the initial structure.
I just need to know what the plan is, and I'm down.
I mean, I found the map.
Okay, send me over the map, and I'm down. We'll split it however we need to, and we'll make it happen, man.
I want to do fragmentation from Halo.
Which one is that from?
4 and 3.
Yep.
Okay. I mainly grew up playing Reach. That's when I got into Xbox.
I grew up playing Reach.
I may or may not have somebody designing the vehicles already.
Oh yeah.
Well, you already told me who that is
already.
Right?
Yeah.
You said this is what, 3 years from now?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, hey, kudos to you.
I mean, anything can change, but it's just like I keep telling myself that this World War II thing shouldn't take too much because it's all buildings. But the problem I'm having right now is I keep running into needing slopes for damaged walls. No matter how many I buy, I just bought 100 of these tan 1x2s.
Yeah,
and that's like all I have left.
I mean, why don't you just do like greebled plates attached sideways instead of slopes?
I'm doing it all.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of everything. But the church is complete. Last night I pretty much took the 10 minutes to pull the roof back apart, and I built the pocket in there so you can't see any of the inner structure through the hole. So the church now, other than putting a couple more little detail pieces in the front, is done.
Nice.
Yeah,
I saw the picture you posted. It looks good.
I have to figure out how to hang I was going to actually hit Gene up this morning and totally forgot. I don't know if it's worth me doing actual Lego or going buying some string.
For which part again?
Yeah, what are you trying to do with it?
Hang the flags up in Bastogne.
Oh,
Like I have a medic flag that hangs on
double-sided
the shirt.
tape.
That always works.
Well, I thought about using these, the rigid hose, because you can bend them.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's no real way to connect them unless I use hooks, and if I use hooks, then it sticks out further.
Right.
So I was thinking of kind of, I don't know. It sounds really weird without me actually doing it, but you know the zipline piece.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way I can use the zipline piece and it work.
See what I did?
But like how?
What do you mean?
Like how are you going to make it work?
There's holes through the flag. I can't that these zipline pieces right here fit through.
Uh-huh.
And I pretty much would run it and then in the center pull it down
Mm-hmm.
to where it's actually only like this length,
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
and then connect it with the little bars that I used
Mm-hmm.
and put them in.
Right.
Just because it'll kind of hold.
That makes sense.
I bought a Lego order. So Haley is building a mock for the first time. I don't know how many times or if I've said that. Her first mock is 10,000 and some odd pieces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she's been buying stuff every week. She's just been basically, I've been buying the pieces off of Lego that she needs for now because they're like massive quantities.
Right.
And while doing it, I'll normally add a bunch of random pieces that I catch on the first couple of pages.
Mm-hmm.
They have these zip lines up, so I bought 10 of them. I have a bunch already, but I bought 10 more. I'm just trying to really buy anything. I was just thinking trees in the forest.
Right.
But she's I'm gonna talk about her and she'll appear, but
Yeah, right? She's always listening. Your girlfriend's always listening.
It's true. Even when you break up, they're still listening.
Hey, yo. Are they listening to you, Noah? Do they text you? That's not enough variance to impress me anymore.
So here's about 7,000 pieces of dots.
Wow.
Dang,
Nice.
that does
Not
not look
enough.
like
That is
7,000.
not enough variance of dots.
I
Give me
gotta put a number
7,000
on
more.
each one.
You need the dual molded tiles from the dots bracelets.
You should use those for Powen variants.
The pound project might be done.
We heard.
Once you realize how much it's going to cost.
So yeah,
Once you realize that the clone army is just too much for the Powens to control.
Too much.
I'll probably still do the pounds, but in a different way, because now today with everything coming up, it would come to about 20,000 variants.
Jeez.
Good gosh.
For no reason.
Jeez.
It was a mistake. I should have kept.
So I have a
stuck with
legit
the original
question.
9
What's going to
variants.
happen if you get this thing built? It's done. You got all the variants. And
Yeah.
you're standing at a convention and people are just walking by you oh, that's cool, and just keep walking.
I don't even care about that. I just wanted to do it for me, you know.
But you're going to care. I promise you. Caden, Drew's never displayed. Caden will tell you you're going to care.
Yeah. I mean, you may not care on the surface, but deep down, you're like, damn, they didn't really say anything about how many Powen variants I have on this.
So
one.
he was already Caden, he's in our group chat, slightly freaking out because he's got gaps in between the plates that slide together
Yeah.
once it builds up.
Yep.
and I was
Him and I
like,
had a whole
really-
conversation about that.
I was
Yeah.
there's nothing you could really do. And
Yeah.
he was like, there's got to be. And I'm like, there's really
No.
not. If you're building
Yeah.
on in modular, there's not much you can do.
My mountain does
Yeah.
the same thing. And luckily, the way that my mountain is built, and I mean, you saw it, so it's the far side where the caves are at the very bottom between the first and second sections. There's a gap. But because the back two sections are completely framework, there's no gap there because those can almost flex together, and the upper sections sit perfectly fine. But that one bottom section, because it's a mountain section and it's solid, it doesn't want to work. No matter how level my tables are, it just will not work.
I told him the only way you could do it, and I watched a guy do a video on it, but it just doesn't make sense in any of our I'm going to say shapes of building, is every so far up you have to connect it with a plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I was coming to the conclusion that what that guy was talking about. Like if you have two different sides and you're using different bricks, and then they have the gaps, and then one side is longer than the other because there's more gaps.
Yeah,
and,
I saw what you posted.
I think that's what it is. So I don't know. I would only have to fix like this small section. The other sections are fine.
Based
But-
on how I was interpreting what you posted, that like if you use all the same size pieces, that it would theoretically like fix the issue.
Well, not only that, but the way I took it is they have to be all out of like the same year, the same batch, like the same mold. Because
Really?
any kind of discrepancy in it whatsoever is going to throw it off.
I mean, because the quality control does alter. I mean, year to year, day to day. I mean, every batch is different in some capacity, but like 90%, well, not 90%, but a large majority of my filler brick is 2x4. And
Mhm.
so when I'm doing the framework on the bottom of the base plates, and I'm going to have to do similar engineering for next year's mock, which I haven't announced yet, but the way that everything has to be built up, I'm essentially going to do it entirely out of 2x4s, so that in order for me to be able to break it down to fly with it, which is the plan, which that's going to be fun, that everything should just kind of like snap back together. And regardless of what tables I'm on, the way that I'm like trying to play with Technic to get everything to sit correctly, I should eliminate any issue of gap. Because there shouldn't be, like, unlike this where there's a lot of weight sitting on top of other sections that's kind of creating that, right? It's pressing down into the center, whereas this is going to be completely spread across a frame. So I shouldn't have to deal with that. At least that's the hope. But
yeah, I mean, that's why I have going off mine. Like there's walls on the outside, but there's also a frame on the inside of Duplo 2x2s, and then you got bricks running across, and they're all interlocking into the walls. So I mean, theoretically, it should be like one structure. So it just might be a Lego brick thing, that you build that high and it just.
Well, I definitely think there's a way to get out of it, but the problem is I think the way to get out of it is you just have to do it in a sense where, like, so I completely eliminated that problem in the castle only in the middle where it mattered. But the way it was so you had to press like 4 plates together and attach them 2 and 2 and 2 with all tiles. And then the next layer, you got to do the exact same thing. So as it was building up, everything was pulling together. And I noticed that the more weight that sat on top, the more like the bottom kind of wanted to like push apart.
Yeah.
I think the only way to ever get out of that is if you build something that is not ever going to be transported. Like if you were not worried about modular plates,
sure, you just build it in one piece.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess another option too, if you have like this big framework that you need for structure, is you could build like low to minimize the gap on the section itself and like tile it off, and then build the like actual support as its own section that like snaps into it.
Okay.
If you get what I'm saying, like build 4 or 5 bricks up off the plate, tile everything off, kind of set your framework for where stuff goes, and then build these huge kind of support chunks standalone that like during setup slide in and snap in. That theoretically could minimize some of that, because then
what's up, Jesse?
That is one piece. You know what I mean?
I don't know that like there's another way to get around it, but it's not going to be possible for him at all. It really only works for people that are building cities. Something Drew's size with the airbender might be possible, but the way I've eliminated it completely in the Baston is every building is built by itself. Like it's built on plates in front of me here, and it sits down into a pocket. And when it sits down into a pocket, there's enough of the 1x4 tiles with studs on each end that it snaps down just like modular, and it pulls the 2 plates together.
Yeah. That's how I build buildings too.
So the gaps are like, but if he's doing Utah with the mountain, that's impossible.
Well, and part of what I told, because we talked about this last week, Noah. And like one of the ideas that I brought up was build your structure like 100% how you want it so that it's all connected,
Mhm.
and then just build the upper section as its own piece. That
Yeah.
way you can, so like even if it was just like the base, right? You put you put all the structure mountain stuff down, so you're gonna have
Yeah.
some gaps. You put the plate on top of it that kind of creates your big section for what's going to be above it that completely
Yeah.
minimizes the gap, and then just go up from there. Which is probably the easiest way to do it. It just means you end up with a couple more sections.
It is, but at the end of the day, I don't think it matters that much.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it
The
does.
only concern I had for it is this is going to be a tall build. It's going to be like 5-6 feet tall. I
Sure.
want to the less gaps I have, the easier it is going to be for the entire rest of the structure. You know, the less chances of it collapsing, stuff like that. You know, it's going to have like pillars of rock that are going to be like a foot tall each. You know, like this.
Yeah.
And then it's going to have a whole section of rock work like what you see here. It's going to be like 1.5 times that height up here.
Well, the problem with that is if you don't do anything about it down low, the taller you get, the
Gonna
bigger
get
the gap
worse.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you're still gonna have that gap problem, even if you close it up at the bottom, if it's not all one piece going all the way up to the top.
Yeah. So
And I mean, you said, Noah, too, it's only going to be visible from the front, right? Like the plan is to have it only be viewable at shows from the front. Like it's not on a 360 or anything.
yeah, but there's also going to be some caves in the back that I want people to see as well. So
Okay. Because I was going to say, you could almost build like a secondary structure that snaps in at the bottom and snaps in at the top, and then build it in multiple sections and just have
Okay.
like auxiliary supports that kind of hold everything down.
okay.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have to tear it down and restart.
Sort it all, start over.
It's
At
looking
least I
like
got the
it.
pieces this time.
The
Oh,
good thing is
man.
every time you tear something apart to rebuild it, it comes back better.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, it's. It only took me like 9 times to build the church before it got right.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, mounting
Yeah,
the
church is like.
mounting the
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, okay. I'm not saying the church wasn't. It didn't take time. I'm not
Shots
saying it's not big,
fired.
right? But I'm saying compared to this, like,
So wait. You're telling me that stacking brick on top of each other is a lot harder than coming up with angles and getting angles to meet?
hey,
Wait a minute.
Just remember, you
Okay.
gotta Noah, you gotta think that I already had my mountain built. It was what was holding up my castle.
fair enough.
yours was like not that like. Yours was like a certain height, but it wasn't like as tall as this. You know?
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
it was
saying?
complete.
I'll say my mountain is currently taller
I
than
can't
your
win.
pal.
I can't win. I can't win. I give up.
My favorite part was just the. Wait, you gotta clip that. What time is that? 3:33:30.
The funny thing, like, so if you go back, because I don't think we've said anything about the people in the chat really.
No,
Cheap Ass is a good friend of mine. I don't know if y'all know him or not,
I've heard. Of
but
it.
he has been like the hatred that I have got for the castle being pushed off the table is like still flowing in people. And
Yeah.
he has been following it pretty closely. Like, I think he even follows the point to where when someone comments, he gets a notification too.
Uh-oh.
And it's gotten funnier and funnier. Like, people, I'm not going to say
Lucky
that
job.
what I did was 100% correct. Like, I get it. Like, a lot of people don't like the fact that I did that.
Oh, it was
But
funny.
the choice of words that they use, like the utter disrespect, like that, it's just like, what the hell?
Like at the end of the day, like as much as we adore this hobby, it's just Lego. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is a lot of people, like, there's been multiple people that have backed me on like every comment that is like, I don't understand why you would do that with all the figs. Every comment that's like right underneath it, it was like, if you look, there's no figs on it. He took them all
Yeah,
off.
he took them all off.
Like,
Yeah.
I tried telling people there, like, I took the stained glass windows out. I took all the
Yeah.
reddish brown tiles off. Like, the majority of everything that is valuable or breakable is not on there. And to be honest, it didn't really break. Like, it didn't.
It didn't.
I dropped the gate and the gate bounced. Like, it did not break.
I do
So
like that
listen-
every couple days you like repost it just to pour salt in the wound even further.
know.
It's fantastic.
My buddy-
Every time I open your story, it's like, oh, here we go again. I'm gonna watch it.
My buddy Legion was like, he was like, man, you're spamming that thing, aren't you? I was like, I'm trying to get it to 1 million. And he's like, good luck.
There you go.
With the if you get more hate comments, it'll reach 1 million. You see, you need to repost it like 10 more times tomorrow and just like get all the hate coming.
Well, I thought about that today, like even when because like I created the story about tonight's stream, and then Dean posted it and I reposted it, and then like Drew posted it and I reposted it, like
And then
Haley
I posted it.
and I posted
Yeah.
it. And then
And
you
then I
did it. And I was like, I've posted the same thing like 6 times. Like, oh well.
Dude, these comments, I don't know why this pissed me off so bad. Why are they slamming it slamming it so hard in the bins? Lego are very expensive, and you can easily break pieces or bend them badly.
The
And
best
Who's
the
the
best
G-Man
comment,
says, ha 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 ha.
the best comment that I've gotten about the castle isn't even in that comment section. It actually comes from Miss Brick Babe herself. I
Yeah.
posted the interview that somebody, or not even an interview, somebody done like a video of the castle the other day, back when it was in Raleigh in June, before it was like complete.
Mhm.
Or no, I guess that was the first time it was complete. And she was like, "You rebuilt the castle after like putting it in the box like that?"
Oh my gosh.
like the timeline?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So now what I kind of want to do just to like revamp everything is I still got the video saved. Well, I actually have the video of me crushing the castle on like the camera. It was supposed to be put in the last castle video. I just haven't done a castle video yet. But I thought about doing that video in reverse where it just shows me pulling everything out of the boxes and like slamming it.
Putting it back.
That would be funny.
That'd be awesome.
Mr. Brian Redmond says Bearded Bricks is the best.
That's a lie.
I actually work with him, and this is really funny. So he comes up to me the other day, and he's got like a huge interest in cars, slight interest in Lego. He likes aviation, like World War II planes and stuff. He comes up to me and he's like, "Dude, have you seen this?" And he like goes to Beyond the Bricks video of Caden. And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's my buddy Caden." I was like, "That's who's going to be on the show this Thursday." And he was like, "Dude, these guys like go around interviewing stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, go like 10 videos forward." And he's like, "Wait a minute, you're on here?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "They're at the convention." I was like, "They do
Yeah.
a little quick drive by like this." And I was like, "Then they do like a bigger video,
Yeah.
but it takes like 6-7 months for them to get out." And he was like, "Holy crap." So he's just like I could see in his eyes he finally seen what like a convention was, because
Yeah.
most people
Yeah.
don't know that they understand what we do.
I mean, even still though, like seeing a convention conveyed through a YouTube video is far different than seeing a convention like being there in person. Like it's a whole different world.
It is.
Oh,
But I
The
will say
smells too.
facts. Some of my favorite comments are the Beyond the Brick, not even the interview for Mount Yay, but the reel that they did, and the second one. So they posted a reel at World War Brick, and then they posted another reel at Brick Fair. There's like 300 some comments on this thing from Brick Fair, and like half of them are people like my favorite one was like, imagine dying 80 years ago just to get like remembered in a Lego build.
oh yeah, I saw that.
It's like people are like, why are we doing this? Like all these people, and then everyone else is like, wow, what a bunch of snowflakes in this comment section.
So they're really going to be upset when like I start throwing American soldiers face down in the snow with blood coming out, right?
Oh,
I mean, dude, I've got Marines with their legs blown off and stuff on here. It's like there's no, I mean, and the best part is that I don't think in either of the reels do they really like go into the cave on the front corner where the flamethrower is, because there is a Japanese soldier in the cave just on fire.
So have you I don't know too many people that like watch this guy, but I really
holy
like
cow.
the Fat Electrician.
I've
He
never
has
heard
a
that.
YouTube channel where he goes over a lot of things, and they also have a podcast that he's on with 4 other YouTubers, and it's called the Unsub Podcast.
Okay.
They often have guests on there, and one of the guests they just had on there not too long ago was I have to look him up because you probably know his name. I'm gonna look it up while I'm talking about it, but he was in World War II in Japan when they were he was probably on the mountain when they were doing everything, and he's only like 5'5", and he was talking about how he was one of the smallest guys, but his general did not like him because he like done jokes and stuff, so he made him carry one of the flamethrowers.
Yeah, because he was like a typist or something, right? Like
Yeah.
his MOS, and then he just was like, "Yeah, here, pick up a flamethrower," and he cleared out. I don't remember what the story was. It was like 4 or 5 gun positions or pillboxes in like a single day.
Yeah, and he was just like this small dude marching around with this
Yep.
250-pound container on his back that's just shooting
Yep.
napalm pretty much.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's some of the.
His name
some of
is
the-
Don Graves.
Yep. Yeah, some of the stuff that like people, and not even like repost, but even some of the guys who are still around who do those like interviews and things, it's crazy. Like to listen to some of that stuff. I mean, I got stories like from my great grandfather, and he was the postmaster on the USS Heerman, and then during like station, he was a 30 cal gunner on the bow. And I mean, he had all kinds of stories of of his times because he was part of the. I don't remember. He joined in like 43, so he was there for like the bigger campaigns toward the end. And Okinawa was one of them, and then his ship was a part of the fleet that was in Tokyo Bay with the Missouri on September 2nd. But it was like it's crazy to think about some of that stuff now.
Have y'all seen the video of, I don't know which if Sam is still in the chat, Sam's going to tell me like the exact one. I don't know what ship it was on, but it's like the video is recently came about again because everyone's like digitally remastered it into color.
Yeah.
But it's this kamikaze plane that like misses the deck of this battleship by like a couple feet and just hits the water beside it. But you just like have all these American soldiers just like looking over the deck of the ship, and like a fireball goes up.
I have not seen that. I don't think the closest I keep seeing of that are people reposting scenes from Midway.
Oh no, I didn't like that movie, but this is definitely. No? If it's the one I think you're talking about,
the 2019 one,
that's the one where everybody's on the ship for like the entire movie, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, no, so the movie was really good. Special effects, everything. Actors, I could not stand the actors.
Interesting.
If it's the same one, let me look it up real quick. If it's
it's the only one that's come out within the last forever.
Yeah, so I didn't really care for that much. I don't know what it was like, just the acting in general.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Well, did you see Napoleon?
No. Everyone told me not to watch that.
Yeah, good. Don't watch it. That movie is actually awful.
Dude, these comments are hilarious.
What are you looking at now, Drew?
Like I'm talking about Caden's video.
Oh yeah, dude.
I've already read all of yours, Riches. Those were out of the box. These are like I haven't seen too many like where people are getting angry because they must be all the way at the bottom.
How many comments are on it now? Because it was a lot.
There's 3,826.
Jesus.
It
okay, there's a lot less.
2 million views.
That's crazy.
The most common comment on the video that they done of me, like Beyond the Brick done of me, was the 10-year-old me is jealous of the 30-year-old you.
Yeah.
On my collection reel, I got like 4 marriage requests in the comment section.
Oh god.
Nice.
All from other dudes.
What? Yeah, literally. Like,
so what I'm hearing is I need to post a collection reel. All right.
just put it all in one room and just make it like 8 seconds or less. Easy.
I mean, most of it is in one room. I just got all of these in this week.
What brand did you go with, by the way?
These are all Acro Mills. I've used those forever. I love those. And then these cases are Sterilite bins for when I tear down Lay Mountain.
I'm trying to figure out a better way. So what I do is I have like these.
Yeah.
Every
like
one of these, like there's 2x plates, and every plate different size is separated by baggies.
Okay.
Because of the simple fact that Gene uses the Acro Mills for the Bricklink store.
Yeah.
And I've been over to his house before. They're really nice. They work really well. Drew has them. But
I have Craftsman.
most of the just that style.
They're pretty
But
similar. Yeah.
most of the pieces I have are in a much larger quantity that won't fit in there.
So I'm right there with you, and I was actually going to bring this up because I wanted to ask Noah how he does it. So my collection I have sorted in like a couple different ways. So I'm currently working on going through the massive bins of like childhood Lego and sorting that all out. So in the most like simple means, I'm sorting everything by color. And then the colors that I actively use, like all my landscape colors and everything, is then sorted out further, which is a lot of what those bins are for. It's like more for like specialty stuff or like random. So like a bunch of the stuff that I got for one of our lug collabs for next year, I got in quantities of like 25, 30, 50. So those are all in there. Whereas my bins of, because then there's parts like you said that I have such massive quantities of, like the bin of 1x1 plates in dark tan. That's its own bin because there's 30,000 of them.
So the only thing that I do different in that is if it's a color. So everybody, I mean, especially us, four in here, you know, Gene doesn't really build mocks, but we definitely have a good idea of what colors we're going to need and colors we're going to use.
Yeah.
Any color that I'm never going to use ever, like red, blue, bright green, any of that, I throw all of them into their own bins. Like I have a bin that has nothing but 1x16 random color bricks. Same thing, like all of that stuff I keep separate just for filler.
Sure.
Because
So
I'm never going to use those colors for anything but filler brick.
That's how I'm going to sort out Mount Yay. So that's why I got all of these bins. So when I tear this down, aside from the dark gray 2x4s that make up the outer wall, because I'm going to reuse those, but everything else on the inside is going to get sorted by brick size. Because like you said, I mean, I don't care, you know, what color it is. For the most part, I may sort out light gray too, just so I have it separate. But like, so because I mean, like you said, all of us, you know, we build big stuff, and most of us have pretty sizable quantities of a lot of parts. You know, when you guys are sorting, do you sort in kind of that similar way? Like you have bins that are apart, and then you have colors that you have sorted out, and then you have bins that are just like a color.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with my dark tan for Utapau, I have like 400 different drawers of dark tan.
Okay.
They're all different pieces. I start by smallest piece, so like a 1x1 round quarter tile, and then I go all the way up to the largest dark tan piece, so like a, you know, like a large slope piece, right? You know, and that's kind of how I do my dark tan. And then like I'll have other colors, like Richard said, you know, I'll have like flames in like one drawer because, you know, I'll use those in like explosions or whatever.
Right.
And then anything I get like in bulk from the Lego store, like that's just going to be used for bulk, like 1x4 lime green bricks. I mean, I'm not going to use those in any build, but they're used for filler, so I'll put them in like a Sterilite $1 container. And I have a bunch of those.
Okay.
I do exactly the same thing. The only thing that I've added that has made a huge difference is you can get them at Target. They're $3. They're the Bright Room stackable bins with lid. They're like 6.5 quarts. They're very shallow. But like what I'm building now, I have 6 or 7 of these. But whatever project I have, I keep them in here, and then that way all
like the parts you're actively using.
Exactly. So it helps keep my table so much more clear. And that way they're not like seeping into other projects. I used to do like 3 projects at the same time.
Sure.
Well, now I can just grab that bin and work on that part of the mock. Then I have this bin that has this part of the mock kind of thing.
So I do the same thing as that. Just like, so for instance, with me, I had it beforehand, and then me taking apart the castle that I have, there was a lot of dark tan in it. Since all of the groundwork pretty much in Bastogne is going to be dark tan because it was all dirt, I'm throwing every piece into just one of these bins. That way that as I'm going, I have random pieces and I'm not making anything look uniform.
Sure.
So that's kind of like the same way. I don't know with me separating. So none of my, like when Noah was talking about the flames, for instance, none of my minifigure accessories are really separated at all yet. I've got 4 gallon size baggies full of minifig accessories, and I just want to sit down here and go through, like, there's stuff that I'll never use that I just need to get rid of.
Yeah.
because like I keep adding weird. I don't know where it's at. Have y'all been on Lego's Pick-a-Brick recently? I think I showed it last week or the week before. That like $8 elephant piece with like the
Yes.
Yeah.
I bought one of those. Why? I do not know. Like the other day, I think I put it. Where did it go?
Richard, it's really not an addiction.
So like this right here is full of minifig parts that I've bought for the past like 2 or 3 weeks that I don't know what I'm gonna do with. Like I bought a canoe
Just
Why
because.
would you buy a canoe?
because I have, and it's not like the FOMO part of it, but the fear of like the goats, for instance. Man, those goats, nobody bought them when they were out. Then when people wanted them, they were gone. So like I went in and like the Friends goats, I bought 2 of every Friends goat, which a goat can always be used. But the canoe I thought of because I know it's not the same time period at all, but I mean it's a boat. I could always use something.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons. Most of the stuff in here is like when these mushroom heads came out.
Yeah.
Like I bought so many of these things. I don't really know. Like another part that I bought that I'm not really sure why I bought was. Well, I know why I bought it. It just didn't work out. The new piece that came out for the hats, the nurse cap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I bought 10 of these for an idea of trying to make a plant with them in the forest to show like balls of snow, but it doesn't look right at all. And then the bat wings that came out, I think it's a set. I bought 10 sets of these. But the reason why I did that was because when I was building the castle, I was trying to find those in certain colors to do statues, and it was like damn near impossible because everybody wanted like $3 a piece for them.
Yeah.
I might as well get them while they're like 12 cents a piece.
Investing.
Well, I mean, a lot of the weird and wacky stuff that I'm getting, like even the canoe, I thought about throwing in the Coruscant mock.
Like Easter egg kind of stuff. Just like either using it for something really weird or just putting it in a corner.
Yeah.
Use it as Technic support. I challenge you to use them as a roof structure or a pillar column somehow.
So I thought about using
I had
it
a
as
different
a
idea
roof
for it.
structure. The reason why a roof structure wouldn't work is because of how far it sticks out.
Oh, never mind. My idea wouldn't work.
If you can float the backside that would be inside the building, if you could float it some way, you can have them upside down, and that would look very cool slanting over.
Or you like put a statue in it and mount it to like the front facade of a building. See if you
There
can't
you
like
go.
put an arch around it.
Man, how good does that sound? Drew's Canoes.
Drew's canoe.
Yes. Naming
Yes,
myself that right
sir.
now.
Coruscant Underworld Canoe Shop.
Get your floating canoes. Look no farther than Drew's Canoes.
You just put like a canoe
Like
floating in the
speeder
middle of
bikes
the
out of 'em.
air. Dude, I got the idea for it right now. I'm gonna have a Republic gunship in the air, yeeting a couple people out of a canoe, like some troopers out of a canoe, just
There
like
you
in
go.
the air with like oars and everything.
That's funny.
Is this Mary Poppins?
Yes. What is going on? Never too old for Lego says, "What is up, everyone?"
What's
We did.
I mean, I have not yet. But
If you weren't listening, that was it. We're not telling it again.
yeah. The Underworld.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I've got one more show with Mount Yay, and then I will I'll post the actual like announcement of what I'm doing for next year. I mean, like there's probably like 100 people who already know what I'm building for next year, but the general masses do not. So
I know for a fact you told me, and I don't even remember.
I definitely told
It's
you.
gotta be something military related, right?
No,
Most
he's
likely,
doing,
yeah.
He's doing Utapau.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
No way. Oh,
He's got 700, he's got 725 915,000 variants.
Yep. And I've got one variant of 212 clone troopers.
I'm jealous.
Well, actually, I guess
have 5.
technically 2, because like airborne and normal, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was waiting for
you know
Noah
what
to
you
tell
should
me-
do if you build?
Push it
You
off the
should pull a
table.
Richard, bring a bunch of totes to the convention, and just start pushing off the table.
I mean, as funny as that would be, I'm like genuinely curious as to how much this would actually break, because these things are solid. Like,
Wanna do a
already
drop test
told
right now?
people, though, and I'm not gonna say not to do this.
yeah,
I will say that I believe that Battle of the Bulge was a little more intense for America than Mount Ye. But just out of respect, I'm not pushing it off the table.
yeah, I will probably not push this off the table. I'm not planning on setting it back. So I've got one more show here in, I guess, 3 weeks. I definitely will not push it off the table there, because the end of the show, it's a like a Lego Expo that's intertwined with a Comic-Con. And the way the venue is set up, there's like this kind of big like entry atrium hallway that leads into 2 separate ballrooms, and one is the Comic-Con and one is the Lego show, and I'm in that hallway. I'm
Dang.
definitely not gonna push it off the table like in front of however many thousand people.
'Cause that would echo, right?
It would echo, but stuff would just go everywhere, and I would never find it all.
Since it's a Comic-Con, you should put on like a cape and run and jump onto it.
That would be funny.
Gosh,
Dude,
that
if I had my full impression kit, I'd walk around in like World War II fatigues.
There you
But,
go.
Because I want to, when I get it back, I'm gonna try to take it apart like section by section.
See you
'Cause
later,
I
David.
also have all the wires and stuff running through here that I don't want to destroy.
Mhm.
The church, I haven't
Yeah.
posted it yet, but I
Like,
finally got lights. The church is lit up.
Yeah,
Let's see it.
Nice.
Turn the
Show
camera
some-
and show us.
I
Yeah,
can't.
turn
do
the
that.
camera.
I bet
That's
you
not that
won't.
easy. I bet I won't.
You're
I'm actually
scared.
the only. I'm waiting on right now. I had to order. I think it was like a 12-foot USB to USB cable,
Mhm.
so I can plug from the hub to the wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a few of the like hub connectors to do that. I use all battery boxes generally, because at a lot of shows, I mean Brick Fair even too, like you're not guaranteed easy access to power. There's power, but getting to it is the struggle.
Well,
So,
that's
like,
why I figured if I bought a 12-foot cable, I wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah, no, you should be fine with that. Like this thing on the back wall, there's 5 of those like little pull out tabs, and in those are all the battery boxes. So I can turn them on and then put it back, and you would have no idea.
My plan is to have 4 plugs, basically split it into base plate sections.
Yep.
Have everything ran off those plugs. Those plugs go to the hub, and then the hub go to the wall with that 12-foot cable.
Yeah, I might use them next year, because I'm trying to, part of all the engineering for next year's build, the way that I'm building the landscape sections, I won't have as easy of a time engineering electrical stuff as I was with this, where it's like each section just ties to the one directly in front of it. Whereas this, I'm going to be tying like an entire grid together. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to maybe like build grids together, and then just have a battery box where like a piece of the landscape like comes off, so I can turn it on and then put it back on to just like hide them completely in those sections. But I also have to engineer it so that I can ship it or fly with it, which will be interesting.
Noah, does Utapau have lights?
Not yet. I'm thinking this is my first mock I'm ever going to experience light kits. So I'm thinking Light My Bricks is the way to go, because they got the new 2.0 with the thin wires that can run like
Under tiles,
under plates and stuff like that. So
yep.
I'm thinking that's the best one to go with. I'm going to have explosions lit up. I'm going to have some of the caves are going to be lit up. I'm going to have like a crystal cave or two, and there's going to be like some lights behind the crystals, so you'll see the light through the transparent pieces. And then you'll have like a tunnel that's got lights in it, and the buildings will all have lights. So
Nice.
a lot of lighting.
I don't know how many, other than like some explosions and gunfire, I don't think that I'm going to try to set every gun to have something going on. But
Yeah.
I am, for
Guns
a fact,
blazing.
yeah,
Well, not every gun was being shot at the same time. So.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say that, like, as far as I've planned it out, I'm pretty sure that 90% of every monopod or bipod mounted gun will be lit up, just because like they're all either 1909s or MG42s.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Yeah. And you're gonna are you gonna use the gun effect board from Lightweight Bricks for that?
yeah, right now I've got all my lights are through Bevan.
Okay.
And Light My Bricks has the gun effect, which is technically still compatible with Bevan, but
Okay.
I'm gonna see if Bevan will come up with something that'll do like the flash on. Like, I mean, you're using them, the gun
Yeah.
effect.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been trying to find a better way to store all my lights, because right now my lights are all in those Acro Mills bins. Just I needed a way to organize them. I'm gonna probably move them to a Stanley case and use all the big ones, so I can put one of the like bags they come in the bottom, so I know what is in each
I was
one.
about to say this sounds really, really like anal, I guess, but I actually kept every bag that my light came out of.
Yep, I did too.
That way I could put it back in there, because the way that Bevan's works is you can like file them standing up.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't put them all back, but I'll put one in the bottom of each like bin, so I know what is in that bin, at least as far as like the lights and the length of the cables.
you got to think that all of my I'm pretty sure all my lights are the same color except for maybe like 4 or 5. I'm trying something new. I don't know how it's going to work. I've got the build for a truck that carries a spotlight that's going to be parked in the middle of like the like
courtyard.
Courtyard. And I have a rope from Bevan, and I'm going to try to coil the rope up and see if it will shine out. But I don't really know if that matters.
Kind of give like the cone from the spotlight.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be. If that works, that's
unique.
But so far I'm not. There will be no motion. I've given up on like even thinking about motion.
Yeah, I mean,
because I mean, gears can jam, stuff like that.
Gears jam and then they explode.
or just a bunch of gear dust.
I've got a buddy. I don't know if you met him or not, Caden, but at Brick Fair, he was the guy who had the Jabba's Palace.
Yeah, I talked.
With all the movable scenes.
Chicago.
Yeah, so he has like some really cool stuff, but like, I mean, it's really nice, but the electronics that go behind it, and like the fact of something mess up, what you have to take apart.
Yeah, it's like no thanks.
I will tell you, since you've last been on here, I don't think you know this or not, but I'm not going to World War Brick next year.
Okay, I mean, I didn't think you were.
I bought tickets to Chicago instead.
That's fair. I just told Josh Hanlon this afternoon that I'm not planning on going to Chicago next year.
You're not?
No. I'm planning to go to World War Brick, but not Chicago.
I've never been to Chicago, so I pretty much got lightly bullied into going to Chicago versus World War Brick.
That's
Wait,
fair.
you've never been to Brick World?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, you're in for a ride.
But y'all say so, like everybody compares Brick World to Brick Fair.
No. There's no comparison.
No, as someone who has been to both, there's 100% a comparison.
Okay.
From what I've been told, Brick Fair is more chill, and Brick World just wants to see which influencer's dick you want to get on.
I mean,
kind of fast.
You're not wrong, but also, so like my takeaway from Chicago, because this year was my first time in Chicago, was that like it was a lot more. I don't even want to say social oriented, because I mean they're all kind of social oriented, but like it seemed like you kind of like most people kind of had their shtick and you stuck with that. Like because all the seminars and stuff, like granted being different from Brick Fair, like Brick Fair everything's in one building. I mean, I guess Chicago everything's in one building. They're all just in different rooms. Well, but it's like you can kind of stumble upon something and be like, oh, hey, let me sit down on this. But if you want to do something at Brick World, you have to like know where it is and where to go.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. Like I know that I got a buddy who has been to both multiple times. He said that Chicago is a little better in the sense that they have a lot of events that go on while the event's on, like for the people that are there.
Yeah.
Which I know Brick Fair doesn't really do any of that. But he said that he likes Brick Fair more in the sense that it feels like you're all hanging out with your homies versus like going to like it. Brick Fair is more calm and Brick World's more hectic where you've got to feel like you've got to be doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Brick Fair too, like, and granted, there's some bias because I mean, I've been going to Brick Fair for 10 years. It's like all of my friends from the Lego community, for the most part, like from back in the day, we all met at Brick Fair, and that's like when we see each other every year. So from going to Brick Fair where I'm hanging out with 300, 400, 500 people that I know versus going to Chicago where I know like 10 people.
Well, see, that's another thing is when I go to Chicago next year, like everyone in our group chat, which there's like Kennedy and Noah and Drew, we're all supposed to buy tickets, but no one's done it except for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like
I'll double check on
I
that.
might be up there as a loner.
There's no need for me to buy them right now. There's still 1,400 of them.
Well,
Let me
the
check
thing
how
that
many there are
y'all
left.
missed out on was the hotel room. That's where y'all like, which I don't know y'all's plan, but
Oh, I got in the hotel room. I'm rooming with Kennedy and
also
Lego
Kennedy
Man
did get the
360.
hotel room and everything.
Lego Man 360 got it, and then he put my name on it and Kennedy's.
Nice.
But like, I do know that in a biased situation that I have been told multiple times that military is a lot more friendly in Chantilly than it ever is in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll go off and say it though. Like Chantilly is the only show that like military exists on the like scale that it does. Like I want to say Chicago. I mean, I had the largest military build that was there. They had, I mean, from doing the tour video with the Hanlons, I might have found like 3 or 4 others. Maybe, well, probably like 5 or 6. But of the 6 or 7 builds that there were, 4 of us had all just been at World War Brick the weekend prior. Like Sam had his fleet, I had Mount Yeh, Dale had a bunch of his aircraft, and then Cody was there with a bunch of his Brick veteran stuff. So like between the 4 of us, and then there were a few other ones that were like scattered around.
But see, that's one of the things I don't like about the military, like especially at Brick Fair. I don't mean anything bad when I say this, but I don't care for just like the random vehicles that are set everywhere.
Yeah, it's hit or miss because there's also like an unwritten rule at Brick Fair that really nobody knows unless you've been around since like 2015, 2016, is that the way that the themes are supposed to work is anything prior to World War One is supposed to get registered in historical. Anything World War One and on, even to like postmodern apocalyptic, is supposed to go in military. And the issue is that, and we ran into this year. So Mark, the theme leader for historical and mixed and all this stuff, and then he's also the theme leader for Castle. And then me, we talk a lot leading up to the show and then at the show. And there was a group of guys because the way the brickies work, like there's one for best historical, but there's not one for best military. But there's one for best battle scene, which technically encompasses like everything, but we kind of keep it in military and historical. That like people will register in historical to try to win because it's a smaller like niche than putting it in military. And funnily enough, the group of people that do that, granted, are not the favorites in the community. But like we did our walk around Friday night for nominations, and they were still building. We were like, all right, well, you're not getting nominated for anything because your mock's not done. But
well, y'all are biased all anyway because last year I lost to a mini scale castle, and this year I lost to Disney.
When you say y'all, I don't nominate anything for Castle. And honestly, there's no bias at all from me because for best battle scene, I know everybody who's up for best battle scene. So it's kind of just like whatever.
When they were going around, I was for sure that I had won with what I had seen that had like best castle.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Did you know that Disney is voted into best castle?" And I was like, "You're shitting me." And they were like, "No." I was like, "Then that's guaranteed to win." I was like, "They've got a working monorail."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing that, like, honestly, I think if granted there's some there's something to feel when you win awards and stuff like that, but I feel like if Lego shows just didn't have awards, the environment around specific communities would be a lot more like humble and kosher to be a part of.
I see it as like a challenge, though.
Yeah.
Like that's. I mean, do I really care? No. Was I upset about it? No. Like it was one of those things that it's always fun to know. Like this sounds really bad, but like I know that in Raleigh, when I go to Brick Universe, I mean I've won best of show 2 years in a row.
Sure.
So to like know that I can go there and win best of show and then go to Brick Fair and not win, it's kind of crazy to know. And this, not in a bad way because it doesn't mean anything bad, but it's crazy to know that the competition changes that much.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. And I mean, ultimately too, and I don't know how it all works in Raleigh, but like the biased and like opinion based nomination system, especially at Brick Fair, is like, I mean, like, if the person nominating it isn't the biggest fan of what you built, then that's it. Like, there's also like that fine line of, you could look around and be like, oh, there's little competition, and then at the same time lose to something because the person who nominated it liked it, and then everybody else voted for it.
Mhm.
Because I came home with two awards from Brick, World War Brick, and then nothing from Chicago or Virginia. Which then again, like I've said it before, I'll say it again. Like I don't build to win awards. Like I build stuff just to build stuff. And then usually the public's perception of that and the reaction that you get from people seeing the stuff you're building is enough to warrant just about anything.
Yeah.
But it's like, because then there are people out there who build to win brickies and then they get like super salty, bent out of shape when they don't.
Yeah.
Historical. But,
What do you think about that, Drew?
I don't know. I used to be really into military when I was a kid, and I've slowly faded out. So that's all I got. I appreciate it. I think there's some absolutely beautiful things that I've seen built, but it's like, I don't know. It's just stuff that has gone over my head so much.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's like even some more of kind of that idea of like, if, I mean, say for instance, right, you came to Chantilly and you got assigned to nominate best battle scene, the way that you're going to approach that versus the way that I'm going to approch that is going to be night and day.
Drastically different. Yeah.
So
it's,
like,
it's either going to be
up to that one person
or yeah.
So
Drew, what is in your best battle scene?
I had like 3 different jokes go through my head, and I'm like, I can't say that live. Dude, honestly, I'd probably go something in my strong suit was Star Wars, like from the 2003 Clone Wars era, or something medieval.
Coruscant slums is definitely winning versus Utapau, right?
No,
for battle scene?
Yeah, okay.
Nah,
First off.
Big gray build.
Pause. If the only way Coruscant could beat Utapau, personally,
Don't tell him.
is if it easily If it didn't look like this, but had aspects of this, if it looked like New Hashima or Hashima, whatever they call it,
That's
If
the whole thing y'all talked me into doing, though.
Don't
yeah,
tell him.
exactly.
Don't tell him.
That's the only
You're
way
telling
that I
him.
can
That
see
would
it.
actually
I told you
kinda
not to
sick,
tell
though.
him.
Like, oh, tell me, like, hold on, you know.
So the way, so
I'm gonna
Kanan,
tell
you
you.
don't know this yet, but the whole way I'm gonna try to do this is, I want to build. I've got a bunch of 48 by 48 base plates that I've done absolutely nothing with. Like I think I have 50 of them.
Sounds about right.
I am gonna try to build like sections that basically look like buildings coming up, and then mount bridges and streets going off of those to where all the streets are suspended off of the table.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
from
no, that-
there have the
love
like slums of Coruscant on top of it. So it'll be like New Hashima almost. It just won't be like this is going to be taking place when the 501st flip. So there's going to be a bunch of like battle scenes and stuff, but a
Okay.
lot of it's going to be of how many like my buddy sent me a whole list of little scenes that he would like to see. Like one of the things was create a Katina style bar and put Greedo and Han in it.
Okay.
Uh,
Like do Easter egg stuff too.
yeah, I've got
Han
a
shot first.
it's the only building that's designed. Somebody gave me a minifig to do it, but I have a strip club.
Nice.
You gotta
Of
order
course.
through area. Do you know what
You
area
gotta-
light customs is?
Area light.
Do
You
what?
gotta order their Twi'leks.
I've seen those.
They have
No,
all
I've
of
got-
them, and it would work.
The strip club, the girl on the pole is the singer from Jabba's palace.
Okay.
No. We're talking about like something like completely different. Like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you never know what you're talking about.
Watch
No,
out.
you know what
it's
you
gonna
need to
have a whole
include?
different meaning to variant now.
I
I need my
know what you
Twi'lek
need to
variant.
99's bar, like the clone bar.
Oh yeah.
That would be
Clone
funny.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
On a
like
serious
answer.
note, like have
And
all
then
the
put
clone
like a-
troopers in there.
It's like a secret like back door that leads into the strip club.
Hey, can you do like Jabba's dogs? Like Jabba selling hot dogs is one of them.
That'd be pretty cool. Well, it all depends on what this Jabba looks like, though.
Well,
Dude, what if he has no
Hard.
pupils?
Dude, that's what everyone's saying. They're like, I don't even know how I'm supposed to feel about this anymore.
But
You
what's
know,
really
it-
weird is like, I had a talk the other day about this with a buddy, but I don't have it out. I don't think the last 3D molded thing that we got from Star Wars was the dewback with the cantina, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That thing looks flawless, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Well, how
virtually
can
no
you-
printing on it, right? Or I guess they're printing on the face, but it's all like a
Well, I mean, it
flat
has like a
thing.
couple like ruffles and stuff through it, but yeah, it's pretty much for the most part.
You don't know.
Like-
It ain't got no fat jiggles.
That's
No.
true.
But like,
Does it
Not
have
enough
pupils?
variants.
Hold on, I gotta look it up now.
if they have that, then how in the world are they going to go backwards with this Jabba?
Very careful.
Because
I
they
mean,
gave
the same way they've
Salacious
gone-
Crumb no pupils.
Yeah, the same way they've gone backwards with like half the figures from this year's releases.
Ezra, Darth Maul, Salacious
Yeah.
Crumb, Ahsoka.
So first of all, this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but I don't like Ezra.
No?
No,
I mean, I don't
I-
mind him.
I won't disagree with you, Rich. I think he is a little whiny.
What about
He's
Kanan?
white.
I won't disagree with that.
he's a
I
worse,
love Kanan.
he's a worse Anakin.
Dude,
Like-
even Kanan had to go blind so he could stop looking at Ezra.
Bruh.
Like when Anakin was a kid and Anakin like cried and whined in Episode 1. That's what Ezra reminds me of.
Master Qui-Gon.
I want
I
to
do-
save Lethal
I do.
Oh, I will
believe
tell
my
y'all
right
mother.
now.
Master Qui-Gon, can
I
Mother
think-
Shima come with me?
Caden wasn't on, of course, and I don't know if anybody in the chat was there. Last Wednesday, I've sent that random ass offer in for that poster, and I won it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you did?
And it's supposed to be here, I think, Friday.
You're not
Nice.
taking my AT-AT poster though.
Hey, Andy.
Have you seen the like Episode 1 25th anniversary movie poster that has like Darth Maul like face real big above like Queen Padme?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the popcorn bucket, the metal one.
The
Prove it.
Amidala. They were all over when the movie first got released and all the posters were like, I guess, out. They were like $150 online, and there's a bunch of like Chinese knockoff ones. They're like $20, $30, and there was a person who has like a legit one here in America, and they had like $75 or best offer, and I was like, I'll give you $20. They were like, if you do 25, ship done. So I just like sounds like done.
There you go.
So now I've got we went to Walmart to make sure Walmart sells the frames for it. I think I'm going to frame it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I can't put it down here. But I now have a
Do or do not. There's no try though.
That is true.
Why can't you put it down there?
Where am I going to put it at?
Caden, I just realized, did you get your microphone from Amazon?
Probably.
I was like, 'cause it looks identical to mine. I was very curious to know.
Me and Noah have the same mic.
Oh, the Yeti blue mic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not that fancy. I'm pretty sure mine's I always call it Moana. It's Mayono or whatever this says.
Oh, mine's a Fifine.
Oh,
Never mind.
we were almost twinsies.
I think we have the same control arm though.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice. It's
Yeah, it is.
in place. It's normally up next to my monitor. Like this stuff is not normally down here. It's normally up on my desk for
Sure.
like video games and stuff.
Yeah.
So I move it down here for this. But no, I've had this for probably like 2 years at this point.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Is that variant 397 that I just saw?
No, it's 393.
Oh, my eyes.
Dude, look at the bin, the Pound variant bin with all
Oh
the.
my god.
Gosh.
That's it.
So you know how the new Dungeons
Did you
and
see that
Dragons
smile?
minifigures
So
come out?
wait. I have a
Did you see
question.
that
New
smile
variant
fade?
with the
Hold
Star
on,
Trek
hold on.
Did you see
copies.
that smile fade? He
But
was so
I have a
happy. He
question.
said, "That's it." Huh?
How many do you have together?
It's like 2.
7.
7.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious
The
right
rest
now?
are all pictures. Hey, you know, I even went as far.
Guys,
You see
I
the
have
Ninja from
7,000.
series Ninja from series 1.
So,
His
but
torso
wait
is going to be
wait
like a
minute.
variant.
You're trying to build like 10,000 different ones, but you only
20,000.
have 7?
But I only
All
have
right.
7 together right now.
Your mock's not that big. Where are you putting 20,000 minifigures?
So okay. So listen, I
So this
need
is hold on.
100.
Hold on.
Oh,
We're
hold on,
gonna-
let me
hold
explain,
wait a
let me
minute,
Hold on.
wait a
I've been
minute.
listening for too long and it still doesn't make sense.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right, let me explain. All right, so I need the best 100 for this build, right? It's going to be 100
who are you
pounds
trying
or
to raise?
75. I haven't
What are
decided
you
yet,
trying
right?
to raise?
Okay. I have to make every possible variant out there so I know I'm choosing the best ones. And what that involves is taking 20,000 variants, taking 20,000 photos, going into an online tier list, ranking every single one of the 20,000 variants from A to F tier, S to F tier, and then taking all the ones in S tier, ranking the top, keep narrowing it down all the way until you get to the top 100, and then those are the designs I pick.
So, but hear me out. What if you just didn't do that and you just built like 200 and then just like split them 50-50?
Yeah, that's probably what
At
I'm
the
going
end
to
of
do.
the day,
That's
no one's gonna know.
19,800 variants that he just skipped out on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Wait. I
You know what's
see-
going to be the funniest thing, though? You know what's going to be absolutely freaking hilarious? He's going to
What?
get 200 of these. They're all going to be, let's just say he gets 100. They're all different. They all look good, right? We're in year 2035 now. He's finally done. And then Lego releases another one that just bashes everything that he's done.
Oh.
I don't know. I might come to the show where he displays it and just like be upset that he didn't pick the Powan version that I voted for.
Dude, could you imagine if I did a poll on my story for all 20,000 variants?
I would unfollow you right now. If I have to scroll, if I have to tap for like 7 hours to get through your stories, nah, I'm out. See you.
Immediate jail.
Yeah.
Straight to jail.
Dude, yeah, you know
I'm
what?
almost betting money that you can't show me 20 differences that really are different.
No, they're all different in their own way.
That-
They're all
But
Some of them
there's
are slightly.
different colors of red and there's black. I can see easily 20. I don't think there could be easily 100 different variants that are like significantly different.
I mean, see, but
Oh,
I'm colorblind,
you
so even
want to
half
bet?
of them I won't be able to see anyway.
Noah, do you want all my clones to be different from each other too?
No, those can be the same because they're clones, right? No variants on clones,
Why
right?
not?
But like, listen,
They all
right,
had stuff that was different.
Yeah.
Let me take
All
these
different
Dungeons and
damage
Dragons
markings and
minifigures
everything.
out. Okay, look at this. All right, so this whole bottom of this bin is filled with cloths, all official, unofficial. You got these cloths. You got this hood piece. You got this. You got a bunch of heads. Like it just, the list goes on and on. I even went back to old Aerialite and like just, you got like the Palpatine torso. You got like the Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, it never
What
ends.
this reminds me of? Do y'all remember the old State Farm commercial? I think it was State Farm with Peyton
Oh,
Manning.
boy.
He's got like the city built, and he's named every person in the
Yeah.
city.
He's like telling you the story of each one and how they got their insurance.
Noah's got a notebook somewhere that has a backstory for each character with like their name, their origin.
You know, I did used to name each one. I had the
This is
noble, the
Gustav.
female number 1, female number 2, female number 3. I had like
That's not a good enough name.
So having them named and having them numbered is two different things.
Yeah.
okay. You know what? So okay,
He has all
here's
the
what I'm gonna
males
do.
named, all the
Here's what I'm
females.
gonna do because 20,000 variants will take 400 hours to do just to get through all 20,000 variants, right? And then that does not
Jeez.
include the time ranking them. It does not include the time ordering them or assembling them, right?
You know what though that amazes me? You sat and took in the time to done the math to figure out what it's going to take.
Well, so basically, before I had 7,500 variants, but then one of the GCC resellers messaged me this morning. They're like, "Oh, we're making this. You can use this. It's like €4 for each." And it's like, and then that automatically adds like 100 or 500 variants.
No,
and then
just to do this, I will stop building Battle of the Bulge right now and immediately go to Coruscant if we can do Coruscant versus Utapau. Will you be done in a year?
I'll build Teth at the same time. How about that?
Utapau is going to be massive. Like it already weighs like 300 pounds.
It doesn't matter how tall it is.
Well,
I mean, it wouldn't be near Teth. Like,
Okay,
I see
you
my
know-
rock wall, please respond.
it's not about how big it is, but how you stack your bricks.
Damn
Game of Thrones, the wall was still conquered.
that is true.
You know what someone said about my Utapau wall? I'm giving the Game of Thrones wall a run for its money.
You're not, because it was a lot bigger than 7 feet tall.
In real life, or in like
No, we're talking. No. We're talking compared to minifigures here. Like
You know what
this build.
you know how the Great North Wall is a lot different than your Utapau?
I mean, yeah.
Every character in it was different.
Pause.
This. Okay. Either way, even if I skip
math.
with the 20,000 pound variants, even if I just pick like a random 100, just make 100 in like 3 hours, right?
yeah.
Even if I do that, this build is still going to take 8,000 hours to complete.
It's weird that you know that.
Yeah. What? Like, are you calculating? Like, if I spend 37.8 minutes a day working on Utapau, and it's going to
Well-
take me 9 million days to finish it?
No,
So,
I
I've done
really,
the- I've
really
done the
like you.
math.
I
How
really
much-
like you, buddy. There's no point in doing the variants. I am with everybody else. You just need to come up with
Fight
like
the power, do the variants now. Get rich, fight them back.
I just need to
you just,
snort a bit
you
of
just need
cocaine
to
and
do
just
like
get
100
very
badass
crazy.
characters and then call it a day. Just build like 100 figs.
Yeah, that's
I mean-
what I'm
I
going to
mean,
do at this point. I mean, like
Theoretically, how many are you actually trying to do? Like, how many do you need to fill up?
100.
So yeah, I would not worry about that much.
See, then
Yeah.
hear me out. Instead of then all the other Powan variants, just take their heads and put them under the clones. Like put them.
No, I was-
clones instead. That way they're still there. They're just hidden.
Have you guys met Darth Maul?
Darth Maul.
North Mall.
Okay. No, Darth Maul. Okay, let me get him.
Oh boy.
I just did the math. 8,000 hours is 333 days. That's a whole year, almost a whole year, just only building Utapau.
But that's an actual year, not like when you
Yeah.
say you built for a year and you actually spent
Yeah,
like
no.
200 hours.
Yeah,
like
but you gotta
actually
think. So
spent
you
all
gotta
year.
you gotta immediately take at least 6 hours a day out of that for sleep.
That's
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I don't care how
Well,
long
no,
it
that's
takes.
what
I'm
I'm
gonna
talking
do it.
about,
World's
is how
largest Utapau
crazy
mock
it
will be
is.
done.
Dude, he's gonna be retiring still trying to build this thing.
Okay, listen. All right, so here's Darth Maul. Combination of cow
it.
and Maul.
I quit.
So
like a centaur,
when-
but not.
Yeah, so so the joke behind this is this was like my first Utapau live stream, right? And like I don't know, I brought out Darth Maul and I accidentally like killed him or whatever. And I was like, okay, so he got his legs chopped off by Qui-Gon, right? What if he grew back cow legs? And then all my viewers were like, Darth Maul. So there's Darth Maul.
Nice.
And then you got Polar Bear.
That one's even worse.
That was 2 hours wasted that you could have had on Utapau. It could have been 2 hours.
No.
2 hours.
Zero,
closer.
0,
How
2
many
days
times
closer
did
to
it take
finishing
you to
All
get
right.
Utapau.
here?
You know what? Hey, it's there's a certain craftsmanship to this that has to be done at least.
Tell that to the big crack.
Got him.
Got him. He's silent now.
Got him.
He's gonna stab me now.
I'm gonna mail some coral Lego pieces to your house,
Oh,
and I want you to
Wait,
use
don't
them
do it.
all
He's
in the
not gonna
build.
know they're
Nothing
coral.
coral.
He's not
Deal.
gonna know.
That's easy. I can't see the color coral.
I did
Wait,
see that
really?
clip. That was fantastic.
I don't know where that came from.
I
but it
immediately
came.
like stopped doing what I was doing. I'm like searching for hot dogs. I'm like, I don't see a freaking hot dog in here. Like, there's no way.
What?
When you were like, oh my god, they built something using what we just talked about, and I'm like, where in the freak is hot dogs in here? I don't see
yeah.
hot dogs.
I was okay. Look, I was excited. You know what made me mad?
The funniest thing was like me and Noah.
You
were so
accused
calm.
us of being colorblind. That
Yeah,
was the
we were
biggest
so
part.
calm, and you were so like you could not tell yourself that you were wrong
I couldn't, and then I
until
realized
you found
I
out
was
you
wrong.
were wrong.
Until Battlefield Bricks told you like, oh, and then you left the stream.
Yeah, I quit.
That checks out.
Rage quit.
So now every time you see dark orange, it's coral for Drew.
It's Coral. Hey guys, my name's Noah. I have Coral. Drew can't see it.
Did you bring any mocks with coral in it to the table?
Probably.
Oh God, Drew, look, coral.
He's trying to do the voice, but he can't do the voice.
Wait, you thought dark orange and coral were the same color?
It
Yes.
looked like coral on my monitor.
Okay,
Yeah,
I, was gonna
very
say, I am colorblind, then I can tell those apart.
Damn.
Damn. Okay, get out of here.
Oh.
Get out.
Well, I do want to grab something I was working on Monday because this was like 5 hours, give or take. So we're working on a collab. Charm City's working on a collab for next year, and we were talking about our tree standard. And somebody posted a picture of trees. It was like 2x2 round bricks stacked with like leaves put together in between. So then I said, "Hold my beer,"
Those are hideous, by the way.
and I built this.
Damn.
So I use like it's all flex too, but then all the vines are like the Indiana Jones whips and everything. But it's the
Rate
first,
out of 10 dogs.
so it's
Dude, that thing almost has as many cracks as Noah's build.
yeah, honestly, it's supposed to.
Okay, the crack isn't even that bad. Like, I think you guys. Okay, first.
He's
Okay,
triggered. He's triggered.
But now
all
we're
right.
leaning
Listen,
into it.
listen. There's only. Okay, this side right here, right? This side hardly has any cracks. It's the same as everything else.
Noah, that
Right?
crack is so
This
big I
side-
can see it from here. Okay.
But that's because I was trying to push the build together with my bare hands on both sides, and the freaking part of the wall collapsed because there's no brick behind it.
Uh huh.
Like okay, so like the crack, all right. You know, it's not funny. I spent 200 hours.
you're still listening to the explanation.
Okay, all right. So the crack, right? It's right here, but you can't see it from the side because it's only from the back. But if you push it in the back, it appears in the front, right? Because if you look at the front of the build, like the water pools, right, they are slightly bent inwards to like a very slight circle. Very, very slight. It's like not even a parenthesis. It's just like a very slight circle. So clearly something in here is not right. And I think it has a thing to do with that guy's theory about the bricks and the gaps. Because I put Technic bricks throughout the whole thing, except for a little bit in the bottom. You know, maybe that was it right there. But I didn't have that problem on the other side. I skipped Technic bricks on the other side and it was perfectly fine. So I just,
Noah, in the end, you got still 333 days to figure out what's going on. So you're good.
What do you mean?
That's 8,000 hours.
Okay, yeah. No, this build, I keep pushing the year later and later. Right now, it's looking like 2028.
That's a big crack.
Damn. What year is it right now? 2024?
2024. I don't care how long it takes. I will do it until 2030. Maybe
That's crazy.
2035. I don't care.
See, I wish I could do that where like I would build and just be like, I'm going to let it take another year. Like I stress myself out so much building on a timeline. Be like, oh, I'm going to Brick Fair. This needs to be done by August. And like now, this I built in 4.5 months. Like I started it in January end of January, and the first show was in May. I was like, that sucked.
Yeah, this build, it already weighs like 300 pounds. I was doing bicep curls at the gym, and I was explaining that this build, I was pushing it. Like, I was hauling, like pulling my full weight into it. And this thing was barely, like, going millimeters across the table. So
Sorry,
I'm actually looking at the table right now. There's a little bit of a bow right in the middle.
Yeah.
There's a bow. So, and this is a 550-pound weight capacity table. So that is scary that this thing is actually bearing the weight in the middle.
Yeah, you're gonna need like some metal like struts underneath of that.
If I were to take this thing to a convention like Brickworld Chicago and put this on one of their tables, I guarantee you it collapse within the first second.
I mean, probably not the first second.
I mean, you got to think that there's a lot of people that are building bigger or just as big.
Yeah, but I mean, they're
maybe not as solid.
Yeah, I put a lot of bricks into the interior.
Like his.
Yeah. Plus, most of those people, they don't have cracks.
Okay, remember now, we're not here to judge anybody. We want to handle this with love, right? You want to tell him how his drug abuse has hurt you, maybe hurt himself. Okay, Harold, what time did you tell him to be here?
5 o'clock, but he's always late.
No, he'll be here. In 3, 2, 1.
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
I wish you had time to edit Noah's face over it.
Okay, so here's what I noticed, all right, about everyone else who's building structure, right? I had never built, this is my second like mock ever, right? Second one.
Why there's a big crack, right?
I mean, I too.
Okay, let me talk, and then we'll get to the cracks. All right. Okay. So my whole idea was to create this grid structure. I can stand on this build, and it will not collapse.
Yeah.
But
like it is strong. Hold on. Hold your horses. Okay. So I have spent many hours, many dollars, at least $1,000 or $2,000 on chest filler, right? Okay. So we got that point across. All right. No crack jokes yet?
Keep going. You're going to get them.
I mean, crack is expensive.
That's true. Wait, how do you know that?
This is more expensive. This is a different type of crack.
We know.
This is better crack.
So this,
It's still
everyone
an
else,
addiction.
when you look at structure, they build it in columns, right? So you look at like Bearded Bricks Castle. I was looking at the interior of that. You built columns, right? True Squadron, his Uchapal, you built columns, right? Coconut Brick Studios, his YouTube channel. He built columns, right? I looked at that and I said, I want this thing to last until I'm 80 years old, and I want this thing to remain in my home until I'm 80 years old, and then sell it or something, right?
An Utapau shrine.
Basically, just memorabilia of my possibly biggest life accomplishment, right? And so this,
Just make sure all that pressure doesn't make you crack.
oh, believe I've gotten over the Utapau. That's why it's taking a long time. Because I used to have that pressure, right? But now
builds up
it's
and
just
cracks,
I'm
right?
relaxed, right? So the structure, I could have easily did 2x2 bricks, right? But that would not make sense for this height. I'm pretty sure this is taller than True Squadron and Coconut's Utapau, but I would have had to see it in person to say otherwise. But I don't think 2x2 bricks or columns or just any of that sort would have worked, because if this thing were transported to
Wait,
let's
I have a question for you. How tall is that right now?
Probably 2.5 feet.
Yeah, around there.
The castle at the tallest point was 4.5 feet, and I had no problem with it. And every floor was solid with a full interior.
Yeah, I mean, this is 3 feet. I mean, then again, I have a crack in this wall, but it's minimal.
But I'm just talking about the support. There's no need for all that support.
Oh, see, I
Yeah.
should show you the inside of my mountain. It's sketchy's a word for it.
The thing I'm afraid of, the reason why I did so much support is this build's going to be tall. It's going to be like 7 feet tall, and it needs to hold the weight of basically another rock wall that's bigger on top of that, plus landing platforms, plus all that stuff, right?
I mean, Lego's really strong. And if you take away all the filler brick and you just weighed like the rock wall itself probably doesn't weigh as much as you think it does.
Yeah.
And like if you add all the other stuff on top of it, like any semblance of structure that is solid in of itself will hold just about any weight you put on top of it. Especially if you build it in chunks. Like if you built grids that stack, then you would minimize a lot of your issues, and it would still give you just as much strength without making it like solid bricks.
My only concern is what happens if this build takes a hit from the side, right? At some point, I don't know how.
Drive into it.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, will it hold to eat? Like,
I mean, you can try. You can plan as much as you want for the, what if I drive off a bridge, or what if a plane crashes into the roof of my house and destroys Utapau? But like, there's always a factor that won't be in your control, regardless of how sturdy you build it.
yeah. I mean, the way I built this, the whole idea of putting that much structure into it is so if someone were to punch this build or something like that, it would hurt them more than it would hurt the build, right?
We
like
saw
if
it.
you were to punch this wall right here, it would hurt your hand, right?
So in 2028, I'm gonna come break my wrist at Brick World.
Basically,
No,
I think you more crack your wrist.
We've seen this before. We've seen this before. It was on Lego Master Season 3. They tried to put a ball through it. Is that why? Did Lego Masters scar you?
No.
Thinking that random objects are going to come out of nowhere like baseball bats and just try to...
No, I'm trying to be as prepared for the future as possibly can.
I'm
putting the extra mile in it just to be better to be safe than sorry.
Do you think Utapau would withstand a round of 50 BMG from point blank?
Probably not.
Okay.
What about an earthquake?
Possibly, yeah.
With how much support he has in there, I don't know if you've actually seen the pictures from the back.
Yeah,
that thing will withstand a tsunami.
We need to add Kate into the group.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like the whole brick section, like the one I'm looking at right now, where the crab droid is on top of.
Yeah,
that thing weighs like 60 to 80 pounds.
Can you do one thing?
That's just one part.
Can you promise me one thing?
What?
Will you do this one thing just for me? Will you have Drew's Coral Canyon, where there's just at 10 bricks by 10 bricks, where it's just all coral pieces, and you can put me in there?
Just do one of the caves in all coral.
Exactly.
With hot
Oh, I
dogs.
was gonna do a Easter egg room with Darth Maul, and he was murdering all the Powans. That's why they're going missing.
So no, then.
Can you also do me a favor?
What?
Can you get like some power miners and put them near the cracks?
You know,
Mine was serious.
Like that. I would actually like that. You know what? That's not a bad idea.
That'd be funny. Like
that would turn a terrible thing into a funny joke.
Hey,
you know,
should be
I like it.
Hey, don't worry, it's just a minor crack.
They get worse and
Rich
worse.
appreciated that one. At least Rich appreciated that one.
That was a good one.
Can we Drew, did you bring any mocks?
Yeah, I did. I didn't know if we were gonna have time after the crack incident. This
Boy,
crack
you're making it sound like a drug show.
This is definitely a crack epidemic, right?
This is definitely getting flagged. Like a YouTube video, like you said the word crack 75 times in a matter of
crack.
I said cocaine. Now I
Do
said
any-
it twice.
Do any of these mocks have cracks in them, Drew?
I hope
Or they
so.
just
Yeah,
all
yours
coral?
does. No, I'm kidding.
Mine does.
I'm gonna start quarreling.
How
with
big is your crack?
Okay?
Oh, on
Noah,
these tables?
Noah, stop quarreling with that crack, okay? Oh man, okay, hold on. Where did I? There's.
Can you fit your hand through it?
Oh god.
No, the only crack over
Pause.
here is like less than a quarter inch. It's probably like a 1/16 of an inch, and it's
Damn.
between
You
the
got me
first
beat.
mountain section and the second support section.
How come yours is taller and you have less than a crack than mine? It makes
Because I
no
built it the right way. No,
Tell me
because
I got-
all of the substructure on the support plates is hollow Technic. They're just 100% weight bearing from the top. They're not solid bricks.
Damn.
So I have
You
a
need to,
little
like,
bit more flex in being able to
Give
put it
me
together.
like a TED talk. How to
when I
build
take it back
walls, but
down,
it's just
yeah, when I take it back down to pack it up for this show, I'll take some pictures and I can send them to you.
okay. Yeah.
I want to give a
'Cause-
shout out to Lando, by the way. Lando sent me a flower pin.
That's what's up.
It's pretty
A
dope.
flower
Like
pin?
a secret admirer. Oh, a pen. I thought you said a pin. I was like, you should wear that. Like,
Oh no.
Yeah.
that'd be. Now he's sad he doesn't have a flower pin.
Did you get your frog skin in?
I have not. They supposedly the shipping thing updated this morning. They're currently supposed to be delivered like Saturday, I think. Which was weird. That was a pretty long turnaround for what was normal, like the last couple of times I've ordered them. But
Is that Harry Potter?
No, this is Lord of the Rings by Jack Builds.
I think I've seen this one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Is that one of the like old like buildable character like
Knight's Kingdom.
chest plates that he uses for that like the
Yeah.
headpiece?
Knight's
Okay.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great usage of that part. I do like that.
Oh, shoulder armor.
Is it? It was one of the like buildable like Technic armor pieces. I knew that.
Yeah, it's a Hero Factory shoulder armor.
Euro Factory. That makes sense. I don't know.
I like that
Yeah,
brick
they're
hammer.
interchangeable with Bionicle.
Look
Yeah.
at that. They're all different variants of orcs.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I'm about
Yo,
to.
what color is that front orc?
There you go. See it.
What skin tone is that front orc, Drew?
Which coral. Everything's coral to me. Look at this guy's face. Whoa,
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. That guy's face.
coral.
I like
That
the
looks like
crumbling
Tony's
wall that they got to hang in place.
The what?
Yeah, I do like that. The wall on the top right.
Oh yeah.
It's all on
Oh,
probably
it's all
ball joints.
Mixel.
Yeah.
Mixel
It
there.
literally looks like it's falling.
Yep. I love
That's
ball
cool.
joints. I
Yeah.
love crack too.
Crack's amazing. Next one we got is this cool
Oh,
frog.
Drew,
I
if you
kinda-
zoom in, you'll see that in that crack, they actually have studs showing.
Oh, up here. Oh my goodness. There's a stud in the crack. His name's Noah. I kind of like this frog build. Like there's a lot of like snot technique, and then but like on the more rougher parts where like frogs are more warty, I guess you could say, on their arms. I thought that was kind of cool that they left it with the studs on top.
Yeah. And they still have it like textured.
We've shown a bunch of stuff he builds. He's really good.
Look, Noah, balls. Does that make you happy, Noah? Is he still here? Yeah, there he is.
There's no gears.
Is he just ignoring me now?
He is.
Too bad I can do this. I brought him back.
I really like that basket.
I do too.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made
the,
this part in
black-
sand green. The shield, not
Ol-
shield.
olive
piece,
green?
the panel. Yeah. Oh yeah, olive green. Oh gosh, I'm just gonna stop now. I'm gonna quit. I quit.
I think I just have to fire you.
Please look. There's sand green.
Hey,
Yeah,
wait, can you go back a picture? It's crazy. The frog doesn't even have a crack.
he doesn't. I mean, no. I don't know what those four. I don't even know what piece that is on the bottom, like between his legs.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
like the roof panel or hood piece.
Oh, those are just studs. Okay. See, with the
Yeah.
shadow, they looked like super, super long. And I was like, what is that?
It's the crack, bro.
Hell yeah.
And then this is from Rebel Lug. I don't remember who the builder is, but I always like these kind of builds.
I really like that boat.
It's a nice canoe.
It's a nice canoe. Drew's Canoes.
Yeah, man.
I like his roof. It's very simple, but still gets the message across. I like that they're having tea and rice. It's very nice. I like that
I like that he did a brick built canoe rather than doing a panic buy of a new canoe on Lego.
Yeah. He didn't do a panic investment.
You know what the difference is? You'll be trying to buy my canoe in a little while when it's worth $20.
What if I just build one though?
Yeah, I got a whole drawer full of boats.
Yeah, but it doesn't do him any good. He's a Bricklink store owner.
That's true. Yeah, I like the stud shooter there in the tree.
Yeah, I do too. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting that they do brown stud shooters.
I have a few. I pulled them out when I was working on the tree because I want to do some like smaller ones for branches and use the same kinds of things.
Yeah.
That's clean.
There's Noah.
Yeah, Noah's really
Other Noah. German Noah.
I like this. This is really cool. Where he actually used like these Technic arm pieces. It looks just simple. So does he really? So I saw him at Atlanta BrickCon. He really came all the way from Germany.
Yeah.
To Atlanta BrickCon. Wow.
Yeah, he flew in for Chicago and then he sent all of his stuff home with me. So I've had it until Brick Fair, and then I took it with me because he went back and then came
Wait,
back.
was he the guy that was in the military that was staying across from me?
Yes.
They won the Brickin, right?
One of them. Yeah, he won Best Vignette, and then they won Best Battle Scene.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he was one of those guys. No, he's chill. I've known him for 4 or 5 years now. But no, he's he worked on the Mission Impossible collab with us last year too.
Mm-hmm. That's all I brought to the table this week.
Never Too Old said that the pen that he gave me has a camera on it and he's spying on me.
That makes a lot more sense.
Very cautious of that.
Yeah.
It's spying so that they know how many variants Noah's got going on, so that he can keep adding one more variant every single time.
How much cracker can buy?
He's staying one ahead of Noah.
He's like secretly printing them, and he's gonna release them as soon as he finishes the mock.
Exactly.
What do y'all think about this?
Is this like an official thing?
Yeah.
I don't even know what this is like a reference to.
Well, Pharrell Williams.
Well, I mean, I got that. That's what the box says. But like,
it's for his movie that he wants to do all out of Lego.
Yeah, no, it's coming out.
wait, what?
Yeah, Lando.
How have I not heard of this?
So like the thing is like here, I don't know why, but this spaceship just looks so big. And here you realize that it's not big at all.
No.
And the light.
I mean, I'd be kind of interested to see how they have that built inside so that it's not like that. Seems like that would be pretty top heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, as few pieces as the spaceship seems like that's not a big base.
I kind of like this. I know it's supposed to be clouds, but this like smoke idea.
Yeah. Is this supposed to be clouds?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess.
Are those?
I guess I need to do some more research because I have no idea what this is in reference to.
I figured it was breaking through the clouds.
Either that or it's like, kind of like the smoke from ignition.
Yeah.
What's it got to do with Pharrell?
But it does come with all these heads.
That's
Oh,
pretty cool.
so I saw a picture of that, but I had no idea what it was.
There's this picture. Oh, it also comes with wheels, so you can like put it on the ground.
Interesting.
But this is one of the pictures that came with it, and I guess he's creating variants.
Oh boy, yo, Pharrell Williams and Noah are on the same wavelength over here.
The only thing
Yeah.
I hate about this is they did this picture, which I get, but none of them have hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like that they're giving me a lot of facial expressions in medium nougat because for an undisclosed project, I need a lot of heads in medium nougat.
Well, there you go. You just have to buy 10 of these sets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buy a 10 of Pharrell Williams spaceships.
Yeah.
Do we know what the price is on that? I mean, it's 966 parts. That's probably.
It's $160. Oh, 100.
Is it 160?
I don't know. I was just saying. I have a feeling it's going to be 160.
I thought it was like 119.
Yeah,
could
I was
be.
just under 1,000 pieces. I was going probably like 110, 120. But even still, I mean, if I buy it, I'm parting it out.
I wouldn't buy it.
I mean, I'm probably not gonna buy it, but if I was buying it, I'd part it out.
If it has a Snoop Dogg-
$110.
If it has a Snoop Dogg figure, I kind of want it.
That would be dope. So I found this guy right here. He builds some crazy things. Obviously, his name is Lord Oblivion.
Whoa.
But this, I brung 3 of his, and this is the weakest one in my opinion.
All right.
Really?
I'm intrigued now.
I like this thing. I don't know what it is. Like I know what it is, but I don't know what it is at the same time. If that makes sense.
I don't know. My brain has stopped functioning for the day, so I don't even. I'm trying to fathom how some of those things are connected to one another.
I don't know. I mean, like I get all of this, but how it's holding the weight, I don't know.
Bunch of bionicle head pieces under the cape right at the top.
Yeah.
Those green pieces right there.
Yep.
But I mean, it's
And there's a bionicle mask with the teeth coming out of it.
yeah. It's really, really clean.
Weird looking.
It's got the old chrome sword. Nice
Yeah.
throwback.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm
Crane
still
up, man.
mad in love with Knight's Kingdom 2.
Do what?
I'm still in love with Knight's Kingdom 2. I definitely just bought a few of the Purple Knight.
But I thought this was really cool. It's not as cool as the other 2. This
Whoa.
is really dope.
This is terrifying. I like the green one.
I had some of those.
I like that you can see his camera lens. It's the eye that's always watching.
It's like the gold accents. Are those. What is that?
Those are
Those
dragon claws.
Okay. I was gonna say battle droid heads. It's like that's definitely not a
they're
battle
battle
droid.
droid heads.
There's a
Are
couple
they?
of no.
Yeah.
Those are the foot
I know
claws.
they're bionicle claws.
Yeah, I was like, they look like droid heads, but
Future.
yeah, because it's all connected down to the
Yeah.
base.
Yeah, they're bionicle feet with the gold claws on them.
And then this is my favorite thing that I've seen that he did.
Whoa.
That's pretty sick.
That almost looks like rendered.
Would anybody who builds these like characters who uses like chains for stuff, I like automatically is like right up my alley. Like I don't know why, but like the aesthetic of Lego chains for like stuff like that is just so cool.
I mean, like, look at the arm. It's got all these hoses and tires that are flipped inside out.
It's like cracks everywhere.
Is that tires inside out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even that.
Is that Tony Stark's core?
Yeah.
Funny, that's not.
I mean, I feel like his head is so like disproportional to the rest of his body.
I know, right? My head is too big for my body. My body's too big for
I'll tell you, his body's too big for his head.
right.
They just took scale lessons from the Transformer build.
Ha!
But it's
I
really
want to know if that figure in the back is Lego.
It is. Well, it's another one of these. He has pictures of it, but it doesn't look as cool. But yeah, this is some pretty cool stuff. Next up, I have J&J Bricks, and the only reason I brought this, I like the colors.
Huh.
That's not coral, it's magenta.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's clean.
But like I seen this, and then like I scrolled through some of his other stuff, and he like adds this to it, and then he like puts it into town.
Oh,
That I saw. That was at Chicago.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It makes me miss my castle.
The only thing I don't like is the little pine trees.
These?
Yeah. I like everything else. Everything else looks so flowy. I like that there's Captain Jack in the back. But
Jack Spider.
I love his stonework. It looks great. Like his stone path, sorry.
They're all like turned sideways.
I'm not a big fan. Oh, there's a hot dog. I'm not a super big fan of the other pine trees. I still think they look good, but I don't know. I think
I
it's
don't like this one.
It's a
Do you want
nice
to look
version, but there's too much
It's a
space.
cool piece.
Of course, my battery.
It's a cool piece to use. I don't know if it works for that.
Yeah. It looked better in the other ones.
Yeah.
There was like a bunch of close-up pictures.
Yeah. Now this was really cool, and I like at Chicago when we were doing the walk around, when we were talking about this, like the fact that he's got the purples for the roofs, but then his like base landscape color is lime green.
Yeah,
is different, and I mean it works.
I would have never used lime green. The one thing I was pretty like amazed that he even has like the new herder for the goats, but he didn't even use the mushroom piece.
Interesting. Yo, he's got one of my torsos. Frodo Baggins is wearing a Marine uniform.
That's crazy.
I did buy 10 more of those at Brick Fair, by the way.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was making deals all week.
I bought I think 10 or 15 winter German soldiers.
Okay. I did buy 14 of the CMF constables as well for a secret something. But
something.
Yes, sir. It'll be a Brick Fair next year, so.
I love the rubber bands around the wheat pieces. The doors brick built. That looks really good.
Yeah.
This is next up. This is very simple. I don't know if this has any kind of like lore to it or whatever. I'm pretty sure that it's Star Wars.
Yeah. I don't know. This was also at Chicago.
Oh.
The guy who builds because he had a couple, he builds with no studs. Like everything he builds is like 100% smooth.
No, there's studs right here. 1, 2, 3.
Well, those are like the bracket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like he had one that was like a waterfall thing too that was really clean. But like this one, like I think it's the microphone in the in those.
The gold microphone.
It's like it's such cool. Yeah, all the handles. Bucket handles. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Did he cut those bucket handles?
No, they're on the inside of the anti-stud of the pumpkin.
Yeah, he shoved them all in there so to hold it.
That's a hollow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
But yeah, no, that thing is beautiful.
I love the raised tile.
I'm a huge fan of like anything that's like mummy related, and this just gave me very like Egypt vibes.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really, really good. And then next is going to be something. It's the last thing I brought. I don't know how people's nostalgia really is or whatever, but I'm a huge Disney fan, and I love this.
Huh.
Like
Haunted Redeemed. What is that?
Haunted Mansion.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking it was, but I didn't want to say that'd be wrong.
But like they even have like all these little
Say,
sand green
burnt
handcuffs.
orange is coral.
That's crazy.
The weather vane, and then it's got a full interior.
Oh, I thought that was a saloon build. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
That's
So
crazy.
that thing's not as big as it looks like it is.
No, that's
No.
a quarter of it. Or no, what? How? Maybe?
That's the whole thing. That's just split apart. So that's only half of it.
Yeah, but that on the roof has like the whole roof. So I think that's just
no, that's
missing
the
like
whole
the
thing.
side sections, like the side walls.
Yeah, I think it's just the outer walls missing.
Okay.
Well, if you look right
It's on the
here,
top.
according
Yeah.
to the crack,
Yeah, but if like the roof has the centerpiece and those four like stacks, and on the picture of the interior, it has that and at least 3 of them
Yeah, it's
that
got
you
all-
can see. Oh yeah, and you can see the 4th one in the back corner. So
Um,
it's just
you can-
side walls like attached to it.
Yeah, you can see where the roofs tie in at the two edges.
Yeah, but that's still that's super cool.
I really like the minifig looking like it's a portrait painting.
Yeah, just the way they've built the wall, like they've like that kind of angled floor technique with tiles and just done it vertically.
It looks like it's all peeling off.
Yeah, are those printed?
Yeah.
What print is that?
I don't know because they're all the same.
Yeah,
It's got to be part of Friends or like Hogwarts.
maybe.
It looks like the Rivendell tiles.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I thought the Rivendell ones were like an X.
Oh no, that's not.
I have no idea what that is.
Hold on. Stay zoomed in.
Huh?
Zoom in again. Where I
But
can get a good
there's like olive green and sand green with the same tile print. So that I feel like this guy had someone print on them.
Maybe, yeah, because they're the Rivendell ones are different. They're like
Unless it's a sticker.
that's true, because it almost looks like textured.
Those are engraved.
It would be a pain to like sit and sticker all them, but that is possible.
Are they all identical though?
Yeah.
They look like it.
No, some have different colors.
Yeah, but if
That's
it's
just
a
the lighting.
sticker, that ain't gonna matter.
They're all engraved. If you look at the texture closely, they're engraved.
Very unique.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I thought this was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's not
I'm
a
a
real
Disney fan.
Lego issue piece.
I'm a Disney fan, and I'm going in a little while. I can't share that video yet. Well, I guess I can. Noah, I created this. But we're going to stop it there. You know what that was, don't you?
Yeah.
I've got to figure out a way to like size it different.
Yeah.
But that was what I brought. Mr. Diego says, "Hello, I'm new." Well, what is going on?
Hi, I'm new. I'm Drew.
I'm new, Drew.
I'm old Drew.
I'm current.
I'm not Drew.
Noah hates Drew.
Noah is very upset at Drew.
I'm sorry, Noah. I'm sorry that I'm mean. I love you. I'll stop teasing you. I'm sorry.
It's too late. He's already made his decision. You're dead.
He's already gonna communicate me.
He's like, as soon as the stream ends, I'll know your exact location.
Yeah.
I was going to show you earlier when we were talking about This is the new Lando frog skin.
The new, I can't even see that small.
Yeah, no, that figure is beautiful. That's why I got. Did you only get one?
No, I got 2.
Okay.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them.
Yeah, I don't either.
I can't do anything with them right now.
Well, and it's like it's so specific because like frog skin, like Marine Raider regiments is like 42 to 43, and
Not
it's like
in Bastogne, not in Bowl.
oh yeah, definitely not in Bastogne, but it's like second and fourth Marines I think were the only two still with like functional Raider regiments after 43. So it was like Tarawa, Saipan, and like that was it. But yeah, I got 2. I was like looking at it, I was like, yeah, I'll get 2.
I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with them all. I really wish that like before I decided to do this, I could have got with him and been like, "Hey, can you just print me
101st
bulge figs?" Yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah, because that's where I'm at. Like this Normandy staging ground build I want to do, like, is probably gonna be the build that I just kind of work on when I feel like it, and it's done when it's done. But like right now, I have 5 airborne and 2 British for like the Bofors gun crew, so it can't be that big because I want it to seem populated. But I also wanted to do like the hull of a C-47. But
I personally refused to order from this company, but I did have a buddy that ordered me. I think it was
What,
like
the minifig cow?
Yeah, I had a buddy that ordered me 10 figs just because like I need figs.
yeah,
Nobody else is doing anything right now. So I got I think 3 of the Panzer commanders,
okay.
and then the rest are autumn leaf snow figs.
Yeah, I don't own anything from the Minifig Co. And I mean, I didn't buy anything from them like before all of the stuff went down because like I've always bought stuff from Joe and Victor and Dan and everybody else, but now
Well,
it's like it's justified.
I've never bought anything from them. What it all started out is I've got a buddy that was placing an order with them, and I don't know if you know about the whole like debacle about the tank barrels for the Shermans.
I mean, probably I've heard I've heard pretty much all of it at some point.
Pretty much Brick Arms was like, we're not making them anymore, and then everybody like hit up Dan and bought every single one possible.
Yeah.
Right before I figured out that I needed them. So they're kind of like few and far between. Well, apparently the Minifig Co. still had like 4 on their website. So my buddy Legion bought them for me. And then we were talking, and he's like, "Do you need any of these figs?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, but I don't want to buy them." And kind of just like worked out. And then I think I probably have like 6 or 7 snow figs that people were selling at Brick Fair that I bought for German side.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I was doing some research the other day for one of the future builds, and those Barracuda torsos that I ordered, the bright blue ones, the ones that I need for one side of the conflict, I need the dark blue, like revolutionary ones. So hopefully I can use the bright blue ones for the other side, which would make my life a lot easier because it would mean they're pretty differentiated.
Yeah.
Although one side will be flesh and one side will be medium nougat, but if they're wearing the exact same uniform, then you got to kind of pick a little further. But I got a couple of years to figure that one out.
I mean, I just went with this company pretty much for the sole purpose of they had something.
Yeah.
Because until other people present things, I have nothing.
Yeah.
And with me still needing to buy like 70 figs.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad that I get to just reuse all my stuff. Like, I mean, eventually, you know, especially doing like the smaller projects, because I mean, I'll keep using the same figures for just about any Pacific anything I do forever. And like for all the other stuff, like if push comes to shove and I can't find something from Lego that matches what I want, or that they're just like extremely expensive, I've got the buddy out there who can just print whatever I need, as long as I order like 100 of each.
We can get him to hook me up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of I'm gonna say like for instance, Minifig Co. I'm not gonna say they have right now. They've had a really good selection at one point. Lego doesn't have anything that I could use that'll come close to Battle of the Bulge fig.
No, and that's one of the downsides, I guess, for like specific conflicts. And I mean, I guess World War II in general. Like, if I wanted something close, like the Frodo torsos are like kind of the fine line between what I can get. Like, that's as close as you're gonna get with Lego.
Yeah.
But you start going like super close for specific uniforms, especially because like 101st Airborne is dark tan. And like if we look at the list of like dark tan torsos, like the only one I can even think of that comes close to any kind of like military infantry uniform is the one, the dark tan resistance trooper and the like Russian general guy from the Indiana Jones sets. But that's more like an officer.
Well, I still have
the British.
If I have to gum to this, I still have the stickers.
Yeah, and that's always an option too. I did do that for because I have all the ones I use for the Japanese figures, the Samwise ones, the dark tan one. When I did the Christmas Truce build for Brick Fair last year, I took like 20 or I guess 15 of those and just put stickers on them, and then I just took the stickers off to go back to Japanese. But
I just don't. I mean, I think that's going to look really funny with everything else I have going on.
Yeah, you like super printed stuff, then you have like the vinyl, like shiny stickers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of like all or none.
There's just I don't know, a part of me that really went all out for no reason. Like I still need a couple things. Like I need I don't know where I'm going to get them from, but I need technically I want of the drivers for the Panzers. I mean the Tiger 2s.
Yeah. You can always just close the hatches.
Yeah, but I would like to show at least a couple figs out and about.
Yeah. So how much of like the battleground are you, because you're doing the church, are you doing like the entire, like you're not doing the whole city of Bastogne?
No, so my plan is to do so I have like so if you're looking down at it, I have like the church up here, right? And then I'll have some buildings that are in front of it, some being blown up, damaged, or blah, blah, blah. And then I'll have a little courtyard behind it. The courtyard behind it's not going to have anything going on it whatsoever. I may put like a couple minifigs like chilling on the ground or something, but nothing crazy.
And the spotlight truck.
Do what?
And the spotlight truck?
Well, that's going to go. So I have in front of the church, there's going to be that whole row of buildings. There's going to be like 6 or 7 buildings. In front of that is going to be kind of like where some buildings in the courtyard is. That's where all the major, like I'm going to show, I've got some pictures that I found from Battle of the Bulge that I want to like recreate. And one of them is like in the courtyard. There's like a half track that's just blown to pieces.
Yeah.
I'll be putting that out there. And then I'm going to have like another, so you'll have like the church, a row of buildings, and then you'll have like the courtyard, a row of buildings, and then there's going to be some stuff out front, like row of buildings. And then it'll all pretty much, what I'm going to do is just act like it has like a tree line, and you're going to see some vehicles leaving like out of the courtyard-esque type area. And then it's just going to transfer into the forest.
Okay.
because I don't know another way of like breaking it. I don't want to do like a solid break where it's like this is Bastogne and this is the bulge.
Sure.
So that was my thought. The only other thing I've looked at, which I might do just because like I think it's a pretty cool idea and I've seen some other people do it before, build like 2 separate ones and then connect them by a bridge that sits in the middle and just have a table space in between it. But I don't know if I'll like that as much as if it's just all together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because ultimately, like all together, I mean, you go back and look at it, like the city bounds of Bastogne, as soon as you kind of come off, like at least in that point, like time period wise, you come out of the city and you're in the forest.
Yeah.
So,
like I have a picture that shows like the entrance of Bastogne.
Yeah.
Where the roads are going, and it's literally just a bunch of black, like smoke and dirt coming from where the mortar shells hit.
Yeah.
And like I thought about building that, but the problem is like if I do that, like how much area am I taking? So I can't have it to where I'm doing this in 1/35 scale and not 1/43. So all my tanks are bigger. So if I do a pine tree, like Drew was just talking about the pine trees in that other one, technically to do a pine tree, the actual leaf part of it doesn't start until it's like 10 foot in the air.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to do where all the trees are bigger and the tanks are underneath all of that.
Yeah, in order to scale it properly.
And then, of course, I'm going to have some trees fall in, and like I'm going to throw, I think there's like 3 buildings that I've got pictures of that were like just thrown out in the middle of the forest somehow.
Nice.
And then the rest is just going to be tank and army. I've got whenever we end here in a little while, I can show you some stuff separately that I have picked out.
Yeah. Faux show.
Drew, how's your airbender coming?
Oh, it's bending air. It's coming along. I'm hoping to finish it in the next month.
How many variants of the bending of air do you have?
1, sadly. I guess technically it's 2 because there's 2 heads that come with it.
2 heads are better than 1. Noah's so mad at you, by the way. Like I could just tell his face. He's tired of you.
I'm sorry, Noah. I shouldn't have been so mean. I hope you can forgive me.
Noah, are you gonna say anything? Are you making up or let the hate flow?
Thanos snap everyone out of existence.
Well, we all survived.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just. I got the crack problem. I got the Powen problem. I got the cost problem. I got all that stuff, and it's just.
Well, don't worry about the
bearing
cost.
down on me now.
Don't worry about the cost. Don't worry about the minifigs. Just stop.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Welcome to the Lego hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially the bigger you build, the more problems you face. Just a matter of fact.
Yeah. We know all about that.
So, I'll probably just take it cool for 2 days, go to the gym or something, wear it off and come back with a fresh mind, and say, hey, I got a new plan. This is what I'm going to do. Number 1, number 2, number 3,
There you go.
Well, no, we can help you fix it. Just put it all in boxes, and I'll give you our address. You just ship it here, and we'll store it. and little
Store it
bitty
or sell it?
Acro-Mills stores are all available.
Store it or sell it?
Yes.
Well, it might get mixed in with inventory.
Accidentally.
You're not taking the dark tan, especially the 2x4s. I know those are quite expensive.
The one thing I really want to do is I'm like fighting the urge is to start cracking open these clone battle packs.
Do it. And you get a lot of droids too with the new clone versus droid battle pack. You build both armies.
Well, there's not very many BD1 droids that are in Coruscant.
Oh, yeah. Well, You get what I mean, though. For future builds, you'll have a nice supply. I mean, they reintroduced the Super
Maybe
Battle
that's not a
droids.
bad idea. I'll just build the Battle of the Bulge, and it'll just be the clones versus the droids.
That would be funny.
Someone at my lug display, I think they do this like every year, but we have this huge city that spans like 12, 16 tables or something like that. And they put a Star Wars battle in the middle of it. So they put a bunch of clones and a bunch of droids and stuff like that just for no reason. It's kind of funny.
That's like the one thing, it sounds really bad, but I'm so tired of seeing cities.
Yeah.
I feel like
They all like look the same in general. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Only do so much.
Yeah. I mean, buildings are going to be buildings. Roads are going to be roads. There may be a few different variants, but that's the word.
What lug are you a part of, Noah?
What's that? Gateway Lug. It's my local lug, St. Louis, greater St. Louis area.
Okay. So I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah. We're kind of we have about 100 plus members. We're recognized by Lego, but our social media presence isn't quite out there. Let's just say that.
Fair enough.
But we do display at Brickworld Chicago. We set up a small portion of what we do at the shrine because our lug has a special opportunity. There's a Shrine of Our Lady of the Snows, which is a Catholic thing, and they have this whole exhibition center. And what we do is we get like a certain amount of square feet of space, and we can set up this giant city. I mean, it's probably got the footprint of New Hashima or bigger, not the height, but in density. But it's it's huge, and so most of our lug puts our energy into that shrine display each year because that display can be up for an entire month, or a month and a week.
Yeah,
and then we get some back from that. We're generally a non-profit lug, but we get some back, and then we put that into savings and stuff like that. So it's a good opportunity. We have about 17,000 people come through each year. So
okay, yeah, we have some semi-permanent displays more on the holidays for our lug, but so you said your lug displays at Brickworld. Were you at Brickworld this year?
I was not. I had to cancel last minute, but I was there last year.
Okay. Cool.
I was just sitting here thinking that after the stream, I haven't built any thing in a while, and I just finished washing all the pieces. I might try to build this black pearl tonight.
There you go.
While washing it, I've already snapped a reddish brown piece, and apparently it's very expensive.
Nice.
Welcome to the Lego hobby.
Yeah.
George just asked me the other day if you'd started building that.
Nah, I washed it. The cannon, the piece that the cannon snaps onto is reddish brown.
That like the base piece for it.
Yeah, and I tried to popping it off just to clean it, and I broke both hinges on it.
That'll do it.
I think it's like a $17 part.
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't know. Building that tree, I snapped like 4 plates.
Yeah.
And some of them, I mean, granted, looking through the reddish brown bin, there's some that are definitely older, and there's definitely some that are newer, but all the ones that were snapped were kind of in between.
I kind of miss the old brown, like the brown before the reddish brown. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah. I tried.
We're out of the brown ones.
Do what?
We're out of the brown ones. All we've got left's red.
I went searching for them. There's not very many people that have them.
I have an assortment of just 2x2 and 2x4 brown bricks, but not many. I got them from a brick bucket. I also miss Old Gray. I think Old Gray, if you're talking Star Wars, is so much better than light bluish gray.
Yeah.
I think the old light gray mixed in with the old light bluish gray does a good color variation on buildings and things. Same with the dark bluish gray and dark gray mix.
Oh, yeah.
I give all of my old gray pieces to Gene's bucket. Your bucket's full, by the way.
Well, are we coming over there to sort stuff anytime soon? Or are you done?
I have no idea what's going on. Legion's supposed to be coming over this Saturday, but I haven't heard from him today.
We need people to come
Because
clean
he
the boat.
ships out soon.
Tori said, when are you coming over to help us clean the boat?
The day after you sell it.
Wish that was soon.
Yeah, we don't have a driveway anymore.
Nope.
Are they reconstructing it?
Just remember, I'm always free.
I've got a 27-foot long F-350 dually with a 22-foot sailboat behind it with 6 feet of tongue on the front of that.
Oh boy.
Taking up one whole side.
One whole side of the driveway is full. It goes 8 feet back past the front of the garage.
I was always free yesterday.
Mhm.
I like that. I'm gonna start using that one.
It is got about that time. Do you y'all have anything y'all want to share? What you got going on, Caden?
I'm chilling. Just chilling. I'm just waiting for this last show so I can tear down Mount Yay. I'm tired of setting it up.
Yeah.
That's why I pushed the castle off the table.
Yeah.
How do you transport it? Do you have like a van or something like that?
It surprisingly fits in the back of my compact SUV.
Huh.
And by fits, I mean like from the hatch to the back of my front seat. It is the entirety of my space.
Yeah.
So everything I need to live is in the front seat.
Nice.
But
pretty
I mean,
good.
it survived the drive from here to Chicago and back. So
Yeah.
But
well, it looks great. You did a good job on it.
Thank you.
You need more
Yeah, I
variants.
didn't see any cracks in it.
That's the one cracks on the side. You can't see it.
Okay.
Drew's already there. You're secretly making Noah hate you too.
That's fine. I don't know. Noah and I we've had a whole. We went back and forth with like essay long conversations about cracks in the last like week and a half.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. I feel like I need to figure it out now before I build more. You know what I'm saying?
That's probably in your best interest. Yeah.
At least even if I'm not going to do anything about it, at least get a general understanding for why it's happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's because, like I said, I built this section the same as the other sections, but there are no cracks in the other sections. There's only a crack in this section. So
Just
I
give
don't.
up, take it apart, build something new.
Start over. We're just cut it in half.
It's gonna be hard for me because I've been working on it for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years, 3 months.
Man, and you were talking crap about the castle? It only took me a year. Not even a year. It was like 8 months.
Yeah, I'm kind of an extrovert, so if a friend asks me to go out, I'll go out.
Oh yeah, that's not me. If you ask me to go out, I'd be like, nah, I gotta work on my Lego project.
Yeah, I mean, I do that too, but like also like I want to hang out with them occasionally, so I don't just like completely like let them off the deep end.
That's
I
fair.
saw Deadpool and Wolverine last night at like 10 p.m. and got free food,
Nice.
large bucket of popcorn, 2 large ices, and 2 things of pretzel bites, all for free.
Now you're talking. That's my kind of going out right there.
Yeah.
Gene, y'all got anything going on?
Well, not really.
Not yet. Hopefully his mom will be doing well.
Yeah, not really. We're hoping Mom starts improving a little, but no. We are planning to start cleaning the boat, get rid of it.
I go back to work in 2 Mondays.
Tori's actually going back to teaching in 2 Mondays.
Yeah, I know. You told me.
So we're going to have a psychiatric evaluation done in 3 Mondays.
Love it.
Well,
That would be Gene wondering how we're going to get everything done.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about the store. I mean, it's gone nuts lately, and she takes time to go to actual work.
just
Oh,
pay
Lord,
me
no.
what I make at my job now, and
I can't
I'll
afford
come
you
over.
now.
I'll come over.
You're big time now that you're an advisor.
Well, I'm making more money, that's for sure. But I've got to finish at least what I have now and 2 more base plates by the 1st of October, because it's going to Bricksboro and Greensboro.
Was that the beginning of October?
Yep. And then I know this is far away, but I talked to Drew a little bit and I talked to Noah about it. I don't know if y'all want to take the break and not do it or what, but technically, I think it's the let's see, the 30th is a Wednesday of October. I leave and don't get back until the 7th. I'm going to Disney. So there's 2 Wednesdays. I don't know if y'all want to do this by yourself or what. Y'all have the capability and everything I have. The only thing you would have to tell me to do is I would have to create the thumbnails for y'all. But other than that, that's on y'all.
Yeah, throw me in the group chat. We'll talk about it.
Maybe y'all have Caden on again.
Yeah, I mean, add me to the group chat. I'll jump in here.
Sweet.
Experience is always helpful.
Other than that, I don't have anything else going on. There will not be a video for any of the World War II this week. I was gonna do an Army video, but I feel like I just don't have enough for it. I'm slowly trying to get the next pieces for the next set of tanks I'm doing, but I'm still trying to figure some stuff out with that. So it'll be a little bit for another videos coming out. I may, if I get enough time Saturday, I may throw the last castle video together. Like I said, I have all the stuff. I may just throw it together.
Well, if Legion comes to town, call us and we'll all go out to dinner.
Drew, you got anything going on this week?
Work.
That whole adulting thing sucks.
Yeah,
it does. I want to
the
get
next
close
6 days in a row.
I want to get close to finishing up all the rough edges of this mock. That way I can just focus on solid detail all the way through. And then I could be done, hopefully.
There you go.
Well, other than that, it's been fun. Thanks for coming on, Caden.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Caden. Glad
Thanks
you're
for
able to come on and finally get to meet you the second time now.
Yeah.
But everybody take it easy. Peace. Out.